Cool, cool, cool.
I'm still gonna download Firefox here though, because I can already tell Chrome is not the best for the swag engine. I had a voice in the voice modulator I was using earlier. It had a radio voice. I was so sad.
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
You
cry.
will find them, and
True.
there you go.
Gotta have my eyes on the, steps in front of me first.
Precisely. All right, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and teleport ourselves on over to the front of the safe passage in. And let me double check if we got the tunes going. Do we? Oh yes.
I'm pulling up Firefox right now. I'll
Perfect.
be logged in this.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, there may or may not be some special effects where you're headed, so Firefox would be good for showcasing that.
Well, if my friends don't want to come with me, I'll go to the club by myself.
Where is everybody? Oh well.
Logging in.
Log it in,
Wow,
log it in.
Firefox looks so pretty.
I know, right? They've gone to like serious lengths trying to like sleeken it up because I remember when it was like the ugly Chrome like buddy back in the day where it's like you could use this, but like why?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it looked like too. It was just like an ugly, just bland, generic browser.
But now it's like fast,
Sexy.
fresh, sleek,
Yeah.
runs
Dark.
everything.
I'm about to start using Firefox more.
Good
All
lad.
right. I'm
You are in, you're plugged into the matrix, got tunes in the background.
waiting for it to load. Tunes, please.
Tunes! Bring us tunes!
Tunes are a go. Hell
Fantastic. That's all I could ever hope for. All right, and with that, you ready to kick this sucker off?
yeah. Let's do it.
Oh,
Let's.
hell yes. All right. And so we turn to the day after your most recent adventures joining the cheese smuggling industry in the North Crossroads. It's a beautiful day as you, Flardo, start to return to your consciousness. The sun is out. It's a beautiful morning, sort of clear skies, the sound of seabirds on the distance. You take a deep breath and you can smell that mix between sea air, that salty spray, maybe a little bit of like kelp or some kind of vegetable matter off in the distance, and you take a deep breath, and the day starts to smell a lot like potential for you. Flirto, what would you like to do?
Whew. First, I'm going to get up, stretch. Oh, I really needed that. I feel like it was the first time I rested in a long.
Uh, Indeed, and for all the stuff that you've been going through lately, that was an excellent long rest. You know, you're finally feeling agile, you're finally feeling connected, and especially as you've picked up a couple of new little magic knickknacks here, you also have built yourself a bit of an attunement with them.
Ooh, this loot is nice. Same thing with this crossbow. Cannot wait to try these out.
Indeed, and actually, with that, make me a perception check.
Reception.
Yeah, we're starting this out right now. With a nat one, you just
Lucky.
oh, lucky, lucky. Always forget about that. I'm gonna
Lucky.
scribble. I'm gonna scribble down a little resistances. Flardo gets bad luck. Resistance, bad luck. 10 perception, much better. As you're starting to wake up this morning, you feel just sort of a little bit brighter than you have in a while. As much as like you're feeling kind of good as you're sort of packing up your things, you're feeling like a second little pang of excitement inside of you. Almost like your feelings have got an extra feeling attached along with them. You're feeling really great. This is going to be a really fun day. Who knows what kind of adventure you're going to get yourself up to?
Oof. Well, I want to check up with the boys and see how everybody else is feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. As you make your way out to the main area of the safe passage, as you're making your way around there, you happen to notice that all of your crew is missing in action. It seems like all of the boys are not actually scattered around the building proper. And based on the notes and the half-finished schmealy breakfast left behind, it would appear that they may have been out doing their own adventures today. You do
No.
see in the side of the room, there is an orcish gentleman sort of standing with an air of confidence. Seems like he's trying to catch your eye.
Okay. Well, I'm in a good mood today. Feeling very friendly. I'm gonna walk up to this man, to this orc.
Excellent. And as this orcish gentleman comes and looks at you, he goes, "Ah, you must be Flardo, one of the other adventurers that's been staying with us here. Is that not the case?"
Yes, that is my name. And yours?
Nice to meet you, Thaddeus Dennison. I am the proprietor here of the Safe Passage. Perhaps you've eaten a little breakfast prepared by my brother Chum. Chums, come over and say hi to Flardo. From behind the counter, your eyes look up and you see another orcish gentleman. This one with one of those like awkward, like Ren Fair page boy kind of haircuts. He stands behind there. His teeth are a little bit more prominent, his like incisors, and he gives you a really jovial way from behind the counter. We're the proprietors of this establishment here, and I just wanted to go ahead and inform you that it would appear that the rest of your party has made a bit of an early morning of things. They wanted me to let you know that they're out and about for the day, and you shouldn't wait up for them.
Okay, finally, heck, get a little privacy and a little alone time, right?
I know, right? Trying to deal with that many. It's like me and Chum here, trying to go out for a night, have a little fun by myself. And it's like, Chum's like, "What are you up to, the thud?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm going ahead and taking care of business." Ruff, ruff. And then he tags along. It's not the ideal situation. I understand. And he kind of looks sympathetically towards you.
It does has its perks, though. You don't feel very lonely when you have people just sweating on top of you and forgetting you're there, accidentally almost stepping on you. And
I know the feeling of that one. when you think that you've got yourself a nice situation and it only gets better and then they fall down. Well, Flardo, let me know if there's anything I can do to be of assistance for you today. We've got all manner of food and drink here, as well as locations around the northern crossroads if you need any references. Happy to point you in the right direction.
sure. Actually, I would like a recommendation. Are there any particular venues that are of high esteem here in Northern Crossroads? Any musical acts or a
Musical acts.
scene?
No, do you mean Steve the Bod?
No, I mean something else. Maybe something higher class.
Higher class. Well, unfortunately, that's the reason why Steve was around for so long. Is the guy may have been a sweaty bastard, but at least he knew the standards well enough to play them. Since he's been on his bender, hasn't been much by way of music. Greg's is usually the best place. I do know that there was that Nepenthe character who came through. She was doing a couple of sets at Greg's, but she hasn't been here for a couple of days. Think actually she may have gone into the warehouse, luck forbidding. But with that in mind, if you were interested in getting yourself a taste of local music, I'd say make your way downtown.
Downtown.
Downtown to the city of Keres. What? You mean to tell me this is the first time that you've been in Keres and you've never actually been to the city yet?
I actually don't think I've visited Cary's on my travels.
Huh. Well, you're going to be in for a treat here. Now, listen. And you see Thud. He goes ahead and scribbles down. He pulls out a piece of parchment, a little quill that he's got on him, scribbles down a little note and hands it to you, like folded up. Says, "Now here's the ticket. You take this down to Scorn Tech, and this will be. I'll let your first portal to the city be on my tab. I do enough travel at this point that I'm not using all of my miles. You take this down there, tell them that you want to go ahead and get yourself to the city, and that way you can get yourself a little taste of the local flair."
Okay, thank you. I really do appreciate that, Thaddeus.
Ah, you're very welcome. It's Thaddeus, Stud with you, like a
Buddy,
boom, and he
excuse me.
and
Sorry
he
about
like lays his fist down on the table with dramatic flair. Thud, a big thud, like me. Ha ha ha.
I'm gonna take my fist and I'm gonna thud it really hard on the table too. Give him
Ah,
like the
yeah. You see, Thud's totally into it. He's like he was had like the little half smile going on, and now it's like full smile. Ah, this is a guy who gets it. And he gives you like a giant pat on the shoulder. Just canned ham sitting like right into your torso. He's a hefty dude. And so with that, go ahead and add Scorntech uh, portal pass to your inventory.
Scorn Tech Portal Pass.
And to make your way to the Skarntech, it's the red and black building just to the south of here. So keep going until you see the temple, and you can't miss it. It'll be to your right,
Okay.
west side of the street.
Well, I better get headed over there.
Excellent. All right. Thaddeus goes ahead and cracks you a smile. And if there's anything I can get you, you've paid for your rooms for the next few days, but if you need food, drink, anything like that, let me and Chum know, will ya? And
Will do.
Thaddeus cracks you a big smile and guides you to the front door.
Okay, bye bye now. Actually, no, no, no. So, like, the scene cuts in, and like his arm is around me, and I'm like just finishing the punchline of a joke. You know what I mean?
Ah, ah,
It's
oh,
like no
Flardo, you kidder.
context.
He's a clever
Uh,
one. That Flardo, I tell ya. Ha ha ha. And indeed, you now having built the Thud and Chum now all going ahead and being part of your sense of association here, you step outside.
right. So he said to the west,
Mhm.
there is a portal.
South and to
Hmm.
the west, indeed. The Scorntech was the name that he had said.
Yes. Can I just head over there? Or do I have to ask around to actually?
Well, actually, as you step outside, just before you go ahead and head off there, you happen to see your old friend, Maro Octurus, giving you a big broad wave from the aviary building across the way from the safe passage. It seems that he spotted you coming out and he's trying to catch your attention.
Ooh, this place right over. Okay, cool. I'm gonna walk over.
Heck yeah.
Moro.
Flardo, you made it! What happened out there? I saw a couple of your friends dragging back a body.
Oh, you a body?
Yeah. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. What? I mean, we've all been adventurers before. We've all hauled our first body around. It's all right. I figured the guy had it coming to him.
I wasn't there. I couldn't say.
Oh, well. So in that case, then what happened? Did you have any luck? Did you find your mom? Did you return the book? What happened? It's been not a lot happens around here. We've kind of been talking about it for the last few days.
No, well, your lead, you actually did end up getting me there.
No
So what
shit.
ha Yeah, it's a little bit more, complicated than originally planned, to say the least.
Tell me about it. And you see that he goes ahead and he's got like some heavier supplies, like a big pile of chains. He kind of sets down and he like perches himself over the edge of this aviary to listen to what's been going on with you.
Can I just, like, look around me and just make sure that nobody else is, like, actively listening
Yeah, make me a
to our
perception check.
okay.
With a 10, looks pretty clear. You may hear like some noises coming from the upstairs, the other side of the aviary, but doesn't really seem like there's a lot of rhyme or reason to it. It sounds like it's all pretty chill. Admittedly, Morrow is about a story up from you, kind of letting his dragonborn legs dangle from the side. But he seems super interested in what's been going on, so you're not getting any reason to be worried or suspicious in this moment.
Okay. So, we were able to infiltrate the library. I don't know if this was known prior to us going there, but the library is actually mobile and
Hmm.
has legs.
That part, that was part of the legend. People would go ahead and talk about, their friends getting eaten by the wandering library out in the plains. That's good to know. If ever I'm out there hunting, I'll be sure to avoid any, flocks of books.
Yes. Funny. Well, you probably don't have to worry about that anymore because the library is no longer. And that's kind of where I'm stuck at the moment.
Huh? No shit.
Yeah. So I was able to return the book,
Hmm.
but I didn't really get any answers when I returned the book. I was just able to kind of get out of the library.
Interesting. Interesting. So you went in, you delivered the book, but you didn't get any answers. Now,
Not yet. No, I don't have a next lead necessarily.
now that's interesting. Because when you put yourself in something like that and you're going ahead and returning an item of great significance, you'd feel like there would be something to tug on there. Now, the way I usually do those kinds of things, I try to look back retrospectively, right? Because you never really know what you're getting yourself into until you can look back with hindsight. So, what I would think about would be who did I meet? What did I experience? Was there anything that I took out of there that I wouldn't realize the significance of at the time? And with that in mind, I'd also be keeping my attention towards the future here. What are the unconnected little pieces of the puzzle that might be slotting themselves together? I can't say that I'm some great adventurer here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be working with these bastards. And he sticks a thumb over, and you see this dragon-like creature give him this like loud, obnoxious like heave. There's a little bit of like acid fleck spit that flies over towards Morrow. I can't say I'm much of an adventurer, otherwise I wouldn't be working with these guys here. But I've done a little bit of delving in my past, and it's really about putting the pieces together. Seeing what there is to see and how they can all click together.
Yeah. No, no, no. That's actually hmm. Now that you mention it, I think there was something. Oh
Talk to me
no, it
about
was
it.
actually just the doorbell for the pizza. One second. One second.
And with that, we suddenly feel the wheel of time shift to a halt as it turns into the shape of a pizza.
Back year. Okay, let's carry on.
Excellent. So, wow, I just had this feeling that time ground to a halt in the shape of a pizza. How strange. You were saying, though, you had something sound like a click looking at your face right before we froze.
Well, if my mother was in danger, if my family was truly in need, and it was because of the library and the overdue book, maybe now they're at peace or they're safe, and I'll see them soon now that I've turned it in and their sins have been absolved. I guess.
It's possible, it's possible. Now, here's the person that I'd like you to talk to because, back in my day, and you see Murrow kind of like stretches himself up and make me an insight check.
It's
14 insight. Despite exactly how much Morrow keeps trying to talk in this like, oh yeah, back in my day kind of attitude to it, the distinct impression that you're kind of coming away here with is that he might only be a little bit older than you, maybe like late 20s, early 30s. So the fact that he's trying to talk with this, oh, back in my day, you kind of note that in your head with like a little touch of amusement. But Morrow, as he's standing up, goes, "Now, I can't say that I was, quite the smarty pants type, but back in my group, we would get ourselves up to a little trouble. We had a person who was more of our face, you'd call her, the investigator, the one who'd be able to pick this kind of thing out. And here's what we've actually got planned for tonight. You met Bilius, right?
yes.
Well, me, Bilius, and Penn, we're all planning to go downtown tonight. Visit a nightclub of ours that we happen to enjoy in the city of Keres. Penn's been doing well for herself and making a little bit of money, and she was willing to go ahead and sponsor a night out for the old group. So, if you'd like, Flardo, we'd be more than happy to tag you along and give you a little taste of the culture that you've been missing out on. That way,
Oh
too.
shit! I didn't
Yeah.
know you go out tomorrow. All right, bro, let's go.
Are you
I'm
kidding
down,
me? Look at
bitch.
me. I'm a dragon. I can hold my liquor.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. My bad. Shit. Billy is too. Let's go.
Absolutely. And have you met Penelope yet?
That name actually does kind of sound familiar.
You'd know her if you'd met her. She's the tiefling, pale lavender skin, horns, talks in the really fancy accent.
I want to say yes, but I don't remember from where.
Now, you will listen. If you get the chance to meet her before this, tell her that you know Morrow, and that'll put you in her good graces. Otherwise, she's probably going to get you to sign something before she even talks to you. she's the professional of the bunch. But yeah, we're gonna head over this evening if you want. We're gonna take the Scorn Tech portal. Want to meet down there? Say just as the sun's going down.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, fantastic. You ever been to a Carrie's nightclub before?
Never.
Oh, you're gonna be in for a treat. Prep your spells is all I'm gonna say.
Okay, will do. How about a dress code?
Dress to impress. If you've got any pieces of magic finery, now's a good time to wear them. If you don't, well, look like you've got a sense of purpose to you. The way that it usually goes is people who can afford to dress well do. And if you can't afford to dress well, it's you don't even try. Look like you get yourself up to some trouble.
Hey, I'll have you know, this is not my first rodeo. And then I just pop my collar a little bit, like my hood up.
There you go. There you go. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Flardo, I'll see you this evening. All right. From behind him, you hear the sound of an older, masculine voice yelling out. It's like, "Meryl, I need you to deal with the wyverns." Ah, shit, that's my boss. Listen, I'll see you this evening. All right. And
All right.
Morrow turns around, grabs the chains up from the ground, and rushes over to the other side of the aviary outside of your vision. All right. So the day's yours. You've got yourself your little connection here somewhere to focus during the evening. What would you like to get yourself up to in the meantime?
Okay, one thing I haven't really done is I guess if I truly have like free time,
Hmm.
I just kind of want to explore some of these buildings that just look crazy, and we have yet to just kind of ever go into.
Hell yeah, dude. You don't have anywhere to be until the evening. Whatever you'd like to do.
First, I'm gonna check out this green floored mushroom house.
Oh, excellent. This strange little locale. I'll port you right to the front there.
Okay.
And as you're approaching this building, sort of this greener, lush-looking building on the far edge of the Undersquare, as you look across, there's a sign at the top that reads in common, "The Grotto of Welcome at the Coven of the Coast."
What could this be? Can I make a religion check?
Yeah,
I
go
would
ahead.
just kind of want to see if it's something. I'm not very religious myself, but I just for my travels, I guess I would understand if something was.
Oh yeah, totes malotes. Give me a religion check. 14 religion, not bad. With a 14, you know that the Coven of the Coast is one of the big three religions that you've seen around in Keres. The big ones that you've seen are the Crashing Waves, which seem to be this like blue one with all these like windy people carrying spears around. You've seen the Rising Tide, which those you think are some of those like weird people with the purple and white robes and the smiling masks that you've seen around a little bit. You don't really know what their deal is, but they seem to be like very into their faith. The Coven of the Coast, you've probably dealt with the least. You know that they're kind of like druids of a sort. You know that they've got something to do with the natural order of how things work in Caries. But you haven't actually met anybody yet from the Coven. Looking at the building, you're definitely getting that natural vibe though. Compared to like everywhere else, there is like an abundance of plant growth here that seems almost a little like willy-nilly. It's just kind of sprouted up around the building. Um, so you're getting the sense that they may be one of those like druidic style groups within the city.
Okay. I think having read the post and everything. I think I'm actually going to decide to go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Since I'm close by, don't believe I've been here before.
Excellent. As you come up to this building, you first thing you do is you smell the scent of cooking food. Just like rich meats, savory, like fat kind of things, like maybe the scent of like frying oil. This is, according to the sign outside of it, the Hall of Boats. And it appears to be a restaurant for going ahead and getting yourself something to eat in a timely, convenient, and quick fashion.
Okay, well, I guess I did have breakfast, but if lunch is going to be coming up, maybe I can get a little piece of fruit from here or something.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to step in?
Yeah.
All right. As you do, you immediately hear this rapid fire discussion between the two figures that you see standing over the prep table. One of them is a slender-looking gentleman, sort of like rougher, like yellow-green skin. In his hands, he's carrying this really like elegantly shaped paring knife, and he's chop, 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 furiously hacking away what looks like almost like a sashimi preparation. Sashimi. Next to him stands this enormous looking ogre like individual. And as this individual stands over there getting barked at by the shorter guy, he periodically lets out these like deeper grunting noises and boom, boom, boom suddenly a giant fist comes down, tenderizing the meat in front of him. Uh, this seems to be a cooking duo here. And as you come around the corner, the gentleman with the paring knife flips up ahead, makes eye contact with you, and goes, "Aye, what can I get you?"
Hi, I was actually just looking for maybe a piece of fresh fruit or something small that I can carry with me and eat.
"Oh, yeah, we could get you a little fruit wrap. Stump, would you take care of him?" And the gentleman flips back over to his paring, and the enormous ogre turns, puts down the meat that he had been obliterating, walks over to you. Mmm, fruit wrap for the little one.
Yes.
Good. A- And this enormous ogre walks over to the little produce area, pulls out a sheet of flatbread that he'd been carrying with him at his side, lays a couple of like brightly colored local fruits, and steps over to the little grill pot in the corner there and lays them all down. You hear just sort of like this bright little sizzle noise as the flatbread hits the pan. Stump cook good for ya.
I can smell.
You new around these parts? The paring knife gentleman turns over and kind of waves the knife in your general direction.
What did he say?
You new around these parts?
Oh, yes. Well, I am an adventurer. I am a traveler. I'm a bard.
Oh, no shit. So you're the reason I haven't heard Steve for the last week.
Oh no, he's still here. He's just still in a drunken coma.
Oh, chop, 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 chop. That certainly does sound like Steve, from my understanding. Hopefully you bring a little class to this town. I was tired of hearing the damn lute song over and over.
Yeah, no, don't worry. As long as I'm passing through here, you have better music quality for sure.
Glad to hear it. Well, I'm Rocky. I'm Rocky Mirtadon. I'm the owner here of the Hall of Boats, proprietor and head chef. And that there is Stump. And as you come back, you see that Stump has very lovingly sort of wrapped up your like fruit flatbread into like this little like paper like holding bag for you, and like hands it over to you. I am Stump. Stump cooks good. I cooks good. And he extends the fruit wrap out to you.
I take it from him and I ask how much is this cost?
20 silver.
Okay. I will give him 30 silver and like signal him to keep 10 as tip.
Stump looks very fastidiously, counts out 20 silver pieces, and hands the other 10 back to you and goes, "Change."
Okay, I'm just gonna take it just to prevent any awkwardness.
Rocky looks over you and goes, "I appreciate the gesture, but Stump, Stump knows protocol. He's not too big on tipping. If you like him, the best way to say thank you is just come back and order something else from him. He takes that pretty well."
Sure, I'm gonna take it out of the bag, the fruit wrap. And I'm just gonna take a bite out of it, and regardless of what it tastes like, I'm just going to like roll my eyes back into my skull and just like have like the tiniest like, oh god, it's so good.
Make me a performance check.
Okay.
It's performance because actually, as you take the bite in, it's really pretty good. It's kind of got like savory and sweet, like all in the same breath. And with a 23, you see Stump right before he gets back to the prep station, like looks at you, like taking this like deep, luxurious bite. And you swear you see just like a little bit of like tears start to form right along the edge of his eyes. Stump goes, cooks good. Family name, family oath. Boom, boom. And stamps his hand onto the ground. And he turns back to continue his prep work, but you see what passes for like an ogreish smile crossing his face, and a little bit of a like a little bit of humming while he continues his work.
I'm gonna say to myself, I'm just gonna say, always respect another man's art.
Rocky goes ahead and goes, "You're a neat one, Flardo. I think you're gonna fit in really nicely around here. Hey, if you need somewhere to actually enjoy that rap, feel free to sit down at the actual hall. This is just the boats over here." But the hall's next door if you want somewhere to kick back, get a nail to wash it down with. They do a pretty decent thing over there.
Okay, thank you. I must be going now, but Rocky, I do want to mention
Mm.
that if you're ever doing any catering for any events or anything like that, and you should need a bard recommended, feel free to call me.
Oh, I'll
I'm
keep
at,
that in mind. Where are you staying at?
right now, I'm at the Safe Passage.
Oh, you're just up the street then. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. We'll have a couple events coming up here in the next month or so. People get a little bored once they have that long without festival season, so we try to do little things to keep them on the up and up.
Sure, just keep me in mind.
All right, will do. You enjoy yourself. It was nice meeting you. And Stump goes ahead and gives you just like a little waving bye, and then brings down like this enormous fist back down onto the ground beef.
Okay, goodbye, you two.
Excellent. The flatbread is really good, by the way. And you notice as you're looking at like the little paper for it, it's not like super fancy, but it's got like a little like Hall of Boats calligraphy on the side of it. Like, it's not like super fancy, but they obviously care about what they make there.
That's exactly my type of place in real life and in here.
Excellent. Oh yeah, and whatever it is that you're looking for, you smelled a whole bunch of stuff in there. So it seems like they're kind of like the short order chefs of town.
Okay, well, it's good to have some business partners potentially if the need whatever.
Most certainly. And so with that, it's getting to be, early afternoon at this point. You've got a few hours left until the sun starts to go down. Is there anything else you'd like to do with the time you've got available?
Yes, I'm gonna pick one more place here that sounds interesting.
Oh, yes, go for it.
What's this building in the southeast? The red looking palace, possibly?
The red looking palace, as you check your map, that's the Scorn Tech building. So that is the
Oh,
place that has the teleporting services that you're going to be visiting later on tonight. That said, though, that also seems like as you've been passing by there, it's a kind of huge building. It seems like they got a bunch of stuff in there.
okay, I'm gonna skip over there. How about south, like true south in the middle? I kind of want to say this is the blacks. No, it's not a blacksmith. It looks like. Oh no, we were there before. That is a restaurant.
Yeah, that was the Hot Tide restaurant that you went to.
Okay, then actually, what I do want to do is, or we could just make this happen. Whatever.
Mhm.
I want a piece of copper wire. I need it for as a reagent for a cantrip.
Oh, heck yes. For something like that, as you're looking over the map, the place to go might be Scrolls, Magical Wares. You've seen it a couple of times, and it has that kind of like convenience store vibe to it. Like a little polished like storefront, kind of like the glow of like lights, like fluorescent light spells inside of it. Seems like if you wanted to get like some reagents, that wouldn't be a bad place to look.
Okay. Yes, I do want to go there. Actually, I want to check out. We didn't really check out magic. I wanted to see if there are any spells that I can possibly buy or learn.
Absolutely. So we'll take you on up to Scrolls Magical Wares. Phew.
Before we head in, do you mind if just like 20 seconds? I just want to grab like 3 slices of pizza.
Oh, dude, take a breather. Like we've already had like an hour in on this thing already. So if you want to like grab a thing to eat, let me grab a fresh stew here real quick. One sec.
Okay, cool. I'll be back in like 1 minute then.
Yeah, take your time.
back. Has that. Great grand. No yelling on the bus. Where Oh, okay, yeah, I'm cool. You boarded me and toggled my screen.
Oh
Nice.
yeah. Slowly but surely learning the various like features that are available. They're there. All right. Um, one sec here. Excellent. So as you approach the exterior of this here building, yeah, you nailed it when you were thinking that this was kind of that convenience store vibe. Compared to a lot of the places around here, they've actually taken a little bit of extra effort on the exterior. You kind of see this like green and black motif that kind of runs over a couple of different parts of it. In particular, you also notice that there are these little glowing seven logos kind of scattered around the windows, almost like little plants in there, the number seven with this like seven-sided shape around it. But the vibe is pretty inviting. Fluorescent spells on the inside, providing an air of warmth. Would you like to enter?
Yes, I would.
All right, and as you do so, the scent of prestidigitation cleaning spells, snacks, and various flickering magical artifacts kind of catch your eye. The whole place does have this very like convenience store vibe, all the more emphasized by the very tired-looking gentleman that you see standing behind the desk. He's got what looks like a little paper cup with some kind of dark liquid inside. And as he turns up and looks at you, he goes, "Hi there, welcome to Scrolls. How can I help you today?"
Hi, I am looking for some copper wire. If you'd happen to have some laying around by chance.
Oh, copper wire, absolutely. What kind of spell are you looking to cast?
Oh, actually, it's not necessarily for spells or anything. I just like to have some wire, but I do have message that requires some.
Oh, me too. And you see that Tipper actually like scrambles his hand behind the desk for a second, and he pulls out a scroll with what your eyes can detect is the message cantrip on it. I know, right? It's like so convenient when like one of your friends is just working down the street and you can't be like right there next to him, but you're doing like double duty or something and you got to stay up late. That's a super helpful spell. Yeah, we've got some copper wire for you.
Yeah, well, actually, on the topic of spells, would you happen to have any other bard spells for say?
Heck yeah, we've got bard spells. We're like the number one scroll establishment in Keres. Like, that's what you're getting when you come to scrolls: selection, variety, and quality. What would you be interested in? You see that this gentleman, and all things considered, too, he's looks like an elf. Not maybe the tallest elf that you've ever seen. The thing that's kind of surprising about it, again, it's like these dark circles under his eyes that, as far as you know, make a history check real quick.
Okay.
21. The idea that elves sleep at all is kind of a foreign thing to you, so you're trying to wonder what kind of circumstances this guy must be going through to have bags that bad under his eyes as an elf. Um, you see the gentleman rush back out. He's like, "All right, well, here's a copper wire. Got a couple of spools for it here. That'll be just simple 50 silver to go ahead and get you set up with arcane grade." But then as scrolls go, like, "Yeah, we've got a huge selection of bard spells. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or are you looking more for like a specific like discipline, like abjuration for protection, evocation for combat? Like, what strikes your fancy?"
Hmm. Hmm. How about abjuration? That sounds fun.
Ooh,
Actually, yeah, would you happen to have any spells that would allow me to conjure a separate entity?
Hmm, let me think about that. Depends on what you need that entity to do, because a lot of what we keep around here is kind of lower level. I could put in a request to the head office and have something shipped here, but third level, fourth level magics and all of that, that's it can take a little time to get here. But I could definitely come up. Are you looking more for like a combat associative pet, or are you looking more as like a invisible servant type?
Actually, I was doing some reading and I was looking at some type of spell that you're able to conjure a hand.
Oh, absolutely. If you're looking for a hand, let's see here. He goes ahead and rifles around in a kind of cheaper looking bin. Along the side of it has runes that actually, as a halfling, you can read, includes the halfling phrase for cantrips written on the side. Rifles around in there and goes, if you were looking for a basic conjuration like that, I've got Mage Hand on hand right in this one here. Also could go ahead and get you something along the lines of like a dancing lights, if you wanted something that was going to be more for like viewing pleasure. But a mage hand, that's 25 gold if you were interested in that. Easy peasy.
Sure. Okay. Now, question: These
Mhm.
scrolls are these one-time uses, or are these we are able to learn and reuse the spell?
Well, that's a little tricky, right? Because you said you're a bard. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm not a bard expert. I myself am a abjuration wizard, so my specialty mostly deals with protective magics. But as I understand it, bards, you don't have the like a spell book. It's more like songs and like magics you've learned yourself. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Yeah, so with that in mind, these would be one-time uses. You get to go ahead and fire it off, and then you'd need to come up with a second one, a second scroll to recast it. If you don't have any way of writing it down, like an arcane spell book, it kind of makes that a little trickier.
Okay.
But for 25 gold, it could definitely, and you see this individual summons a mage hand in front of you and sort of gives you little like twinkly fingers. Like it's a pretty good, useful spell, all things considered, especially if you work in customer service.
Surely. Okay. I will buy that.
Excellent. 25 gold for that. Another 50 silver for the copper wire. Is there anything else I can interest you in? We've got everything up to second levels right now.
Well, maybe you can give me a reference. Would you happen to know any arcane book services or anything like that that could possibly allow me to learn a
Well, if you wanted to learn a whole new spell, that would be more of an issue of like magical discipline and learning. So for something like that, I could definitely make you a recommendation to the University of Seven in downtown Keres. That's one of our like headquarters that we use for like training new mages. And since you already have like arcane powers, you may be able to like skip some of those intro classes and just straight into doing like wizard work. Other than that, I could see what we could come up with, something like a pearl of power or along those lines, but that's just kind of expensive, and I'd have to put in a special order for that. Be at least a couple of weeks before it showed up.
Okay. Actually, I just really fast. I'm just looking at bard spells. I think there is one more that I would like to get.
Yeah, what strikes your fancy? You see, it
How
goes ahead and
about
takes another long slug of this paper cup.
how about an eldritch blast?
Oh, Eldritch Blast! Heck yeah! Is that something you can cast?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, let me double check on that real quick because the last thing we at Scrolls have a policy of making sure we don't sell any spells that the caster themselves cannot cast without double checking. So let me go ahead and you see cast a couple of quick runes. Does a little type, almost looks like a typing gesture as though you were typing it into Google. And let me double check Eldritch Blast. That is actually a warlock class spell. So in order to pick that one up, you would need something like magical secrets as a bard feature to be able to pick that up.
Ooh. Well,
You're thinking about Nepenthe, right?
no, I mean I'm looking at bard spells by name and by level in the little reference page.
Ooh, which reference page? Because if you're getting mixed information on that, I could be willing to cut a deal.
Here, I'm trying to link it, but it's in the one that's in roll 20.
Hey, if it's in roll 20 and they're taking you for a pony ride, I'm not gonna. I'm willing to play with that,
Well, I
especially
mean,
for a scroll.
I would still like
I
to
am
stay as
God.
true.
I am God. I get to say if it's okay or not.
Yeah, but I would like to stay as true to a bard as possible, though.
hmm Well, let's see here. It's according to the spell I'm seeing on there, it just has it under Warlock. But let me double check. Where are you seeing like the Warlock spell list?
If you go to bard spells,
And that's
um,
under where you're referencing that. Bard spells
you
under
just
like
literally just type it into the search bar, and it's
got it.
under, yeah. And then I went to uh, sort by name.
There we go. A B C D E F G Eldritch Blast. What do you do to me? Hmm.
Okay, wait, okay, yeah, yeah, it is there.
Okay, it is definitely on there. I'm trying to figure out what the red is about though, because the red may say I'm trying to figure out if the red is like you can't or you can. Like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense here. 'Cause like it also has hex on here. Oh no, that's just a full spell list, I think. If you just click on it,
Oh, it might be. Yeah, because these are
yeah.
a ton of spells. Oh my god, okay.
Yeah, I was about to say I was with it up until I saw hex and I'm like, "Wait a second. There's no way that you've got that one." So here's what I'll do with you because I know that the magic is a little unreliable if you're going to try to cast a spell outside of your class. But here's the nice thing: scrolls, we can go ahead and make it work with you. Another 25 gold, and I'll put on an enchantment on here that'll let you cast this cantrip outside of your class. So it'll be a one-time only deal, but you'll still be able to fire it off. So for 50 gold, we can make that happen for you.
I think I'm gonna pass this time. But I do appreciate you trying to cut a deal.
Hey, not a problem. That's kind of the perk of dealing with local 7. It used to be that you had a kind of like this wild west of buying, black market scrolls and all this shady shit under the table. And, in the last couple of years, we can actually say that we've had less magical incidents than we've had in the preceding 10. So, yeah, there's a couple of perks here to this bright new world here of local 7.
Good. Safety is the first thing people should look for.
I know, right? Especially if we're busy like levitating giant slabs of stone and like teleporting people around town. Like, we can't look like a bunch of idiots with our magic, right?
Oh, was that here the marble stone slabs? Oh, I heard about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez, you must be new to town. You haven't been out to the warehouse yet? Oh, those are so cool. Like, that's kind of why I'm working here right now. It's because, like, I'm trying to get enough hours that I can get onto the shift and start doing some levitation myself. Oh, geez, I haven't even introduced myself.
Yeah.
Tipper Weepinglen. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, Chipper. I was just gonna ask the same thing actually. So, what are you just a, a shop assistant, or is this your shop?
Oh, I'm just the manager on duty, and really more of like an assistant manager, but we're just a little short staffed at the moment. I work with Local 7, so we're the Wizards Union for Keres, and ever since we went ahead and took over the Scrolls franchises as part of our city council deal, I've been putting in my dues here, trying to make my way up so that hopefully get myself a plush job downtown in a couple of years.
Nice. Yep. That's the way to do it. You have to put in your time, and then you
hmm
can do what you actually want to do.
Exactly. But first and foremost is safety. Safety first. That's why I'm abjuration, because if people are going to be getting themselves into all these kinds of wacky, dangerous sorts of situations, they really do need to have a careful hand making sure that it's not just going to, fireballs all over the place. Am I right?
Might be a mage hand. Wink.
Goes ahead and summons a mage hand of his own and like pops you a thumbs up. Flardo, you're real cool. So tell me, like, are you like, did Steve hire you as a replacement? Please tell me Steve hired you as a replacement.
Oh, unfortunately, I'm not a replacement for Steve, but let's just say I'm just here just to kind of spicing up the city.
Oh, well, cool. Well, as long as you don't leave a crater in the process, because then I'll have to report you. But as long as you're here to have a good time, Flardo, it's super nice meeting you.
It was nice to meet you as well.
And if you ever need any other scrolls, any other magic, ever need food, water, anything of that sort, just let me know, because this is the spot for it.
Actually, if I can ask you one more question before I leave here,
Of
Chipper,
course.
what is the local 7 exactly? Can you give me like a brief lowdown?
Yeah, Local 7, we're the Wizards Union. We've been around for a few hundred years, but, like a lot of groups in Keres, we kind of had our ups and downs. But we had the last shakeup, I think, what was that, like 4 years ago now? When we had our last big shakeup, we were the group that got, oh no, that was 4 years ago? No, that wasn't enough. It was about one, two. Shit, I should really pay more attention to my politics. Either way, we're the new guys on the block as far as like registered on the council. So, um, did you ever hear about like the disasters that happened a couple of years back at the festival with the lifts?
I don't believe so.
No, it was ugly. It was ugly. It was not the brightest moment in Carrie's. And it was one of those things where you're dealing with growth armada. You're dealing with the free companies, and you try to cut them slack and say, okay, as long as you're doing the paperwork right, as long as there's some accountability, run yourselves the way you feel you need to be run. But that's all well and good up until things fall out of the sky and people get hurt. And after that, Growth Armada really didn't have, it was their employees that were running the lifts. So after that, people were really interested in like safety, like how are we going to make sure this never happens again? And a big part of that is, Local 7, we have this history of being the most reliable wizards in the borders of Carries. And it's something we take a lot of pride in. If we're going to have like a reputation as a magical city on par with like Splendor or All or something like that, we need our magic in order. And so ever since, like, if you ever get the chance, like, try to find out something about Rika Lodestone. She's our union leader at this point, and she's the reason I take so much pride in this. She's a hell of a personality.
Rika Lodestone. Okay. Oh well, what happened at the lifts exactly?
Well, I don't know. Have you been downtown yet and seen the way that we like work stuff on the aqueducts there?
Not yet. I'm actually going tonight with the boys.
Oh, you are? Oh, have fun. Do you know where you're headed yet?
Well, not exactly. I think we might be trying to check out some of the nightlife.
Well, when you get out there, if it's a place with a bunch of green lights there, have a good time. Just make sure you're careful before you step into any of the side rooms.
What's going on in the side rooms?
Oh, what isn't going on in the side rooms, I think, is more the
Oh,
question.
what I hate responses like that, Cooper, but you just made me more excited.
Well, I mean, just like, I don't know, if you want to like see through to the ethereal plane or whatever, just like ask around. Like, there's weird shit there. I don't know. I'm on the clock. I shouldn't be talking about this kind of thing, but have fun downtown. Uh, Long story short on it was festival season. We have a lot of it's like we double the lift service going through. It's a lot of these big, heavy, arcane platforms that we have to manage with magic and telekinesis. It's very precise. And like within a week of each other, we had like two of these things fall from the sky because we had hedge wizards basically doing what should have been a like sorcerer's job. So when word got back out, they were Growth Armada employees and they were working under their banner. And, election season comes and we go ahead and made a very convincing case that we were the safe choice to rebuild our image. And so ever since then, we're pretty much like your go-to magical sorts. Like if you need something done in the city and you need some heavy duty arcana, boom boom, local 7, we're the ones you go to.
Hey, I like the energy.
Well, you think I've got the fire in me? Again, try to say hi to Rika if ever you get a chance to meet her. She's a firecracker, that one.
Yes, I actually will try to meet her.
Good deal. Well, let me know if you need anything, if I can special order you anything. You know, if it's arcane and in the name, that's what we're here for. Scrolls Local 7. Woohoo! Magical wares.
All right, Tipper. If you can order me an arcane book that I can write that spell in, I would be a trust.
Ab- Absolutely. If you want me, I'd be happy to put in get you the paperwork to sign up for the university. So you just let me know.
Actually, that sounds kind of fun. I want to do that. We don't have to make the whole thing, but I want to do that.
If you want a multi-class as wizard so that you could go ahead and get some like ritual casts in, that's totally an option. Like the whole trick with bards is you get your cap is on spells known, so you can either like lore bards, if you're College of Lore, you can steal stuff from other classes, or if you're like glamour, you could like multi-class in and do like warlock for a couple of levels and get like ritual casting, you could get that. Or if you want to do like wizard or something like, and that's definitely that's something where the University of Seven is something that I've had around for a while too. So you're in luck if that's something you want to chase.
Hey, actually, that sounds dope. Ritual casting. I have that. What exactly? I tried looking this up myself,
Hmm.
but like I kind of understand what a ritual is. It's just a longer form
Hmm.
version. But like, what benefit would that ever? You
The
know,
the
give you?
benefit is it doesn't use up a spell slot. So, like, if you were to do identify, normally identify is just an action, and then it's boop, identified. But you spent a spell slot to do it. The flip side of it is that if you wanted to take 10 minutes to cast identify, you could take those extra 10 minutes, and then you wouldn't burn the first level spell slot to do that.
Okay, that's actually super useful.
And there's a couple of different ones with it where, like, it can be helpful because you've got silence as a spell, right?
That's a perfect one. Oh man,
Yeah,
and
because
oh yeah, zone of truth even possibly.
If it's got that R next to it, that says that it's a ritual cast, that means that you can cast it without having to worry about that spell slot. So as long as you basically exchange time for magic. Add 10 minutes onto the task that you're trying to do, but you don't have to burn slots to do it.
Yeah, and so my ritual cast I can use it for any spell I know. Oh,
Right.
wait, no. You could
But
cast any bar spell I know as a ritual. Yep.
any
Cool.
bard spell that has the ritual tag on it. So
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
that has okay.
yeah, so like when you pop your character sheet out and you go over to spells, the
Yep.
ones that you're looking for, like comprehend languages is a ritual and silence is a ritual. Those are your two ritual spells you've got right now.
Dude, I did not know that you could look at what I'm looking at and, like, change what I'm looking at in my own character sheet.
I know, right? It's super fun.
This is like Big Brother
I
looking
this
at my
well, it's you are fortunate if it's only a big brother.
Okay, cool. Good to
Yeah.
know. Okay, actually, you know what? I see. Could I just apply for the university like undeclared?
Oh yeah, if you'd like, here, let me go ahead and get you a little paperwork. I don't know. Let's see. Festival season usually marks the beginning of the new semester, like right after festival season. So we're probably right in between matriculation right now. Probably about 2 months they'll be opening up summer classes if you'd be interested. Yeah, let me get you the paperwork. And Tipper dashes back around, picks up a couple of sheets, and here you go. You can add University of Seven application papers to your inventory.
Nice.
So if you're interested in multi-classing into any other arcane focus, so if you wanted wizard or sorcerer or warlock or something like that, this is how we would start doing that.
That's that's actually super exciting.
I know, right? Magic. Who'da thunk it, right? Pew! And gives like a little sparkle of sparks with prestidigitation.
For that copper wire, you just said it was just a bundle of copper wire.
Yeah, like our for arcane use and reagents. So if you had something that used it, it would be like 5 uses. If you just needed it as like an alarm spell or something like that, you've got more than enough to use it as a material component.
Cool. What's the weight?
Weight, let's say half a pound. Copper wire is pretty lightweight, all things considered, per foot.
Cool, cool, cool. Alrighty, got it. think I'm good
Excellent.
here.
Excellent. Just remember, it's all in the name Scrolls Magical Wares. I'll see you, Flardo, and hope to see you at classes next semester.
Yes, thank you for everything.
You are very welcome. Have a good one. And he goes ahead and polishes off the rest of his heavy dark liquid in the paper cup.
Well, that was a weird one.
Make me an insight check as you're making your way out there. Just thinking about the coffee cup. 11 insight. You briefly have the thought in your head of, can elves get addicted to coffee? All right. As you're headed out, time's passed a little bit. It's getting towards evening, though the sun isn't quite down yet. You've probably got enough time that you could stop by maybe one more place briefly before you decided to go out.
Okay. One second, I just want to take a look at my inventory.
Heck yes.
So, excuse me. I kind of want to like freshen up. Maybe if there's a bathhouse, something like that. Kind of get ready for the club.
Oh hell yeah. Make me an investigation check right quick.
Investigation.
Nice. 19. Like thankfully because you're a bard and like you know how to bard hard. One of the first things that you do when you go to a town is like you immediately scope up, okay, like where can I get myself clean? Like where can I stay? Like what's the most reliable place to get some like cheap food? Like you've been traveling long enough that you spot this stuff easy peasy. And
Yeah.
as far as bathhouses go, it seemed like there was kind of two options available. It seemed like the one that was the most popular, that people talked about the most, actually came from the Rising Tide, which is the purple-suited individuals that encountered so briefly beforehand. It seems like they've got like the biggest and the nicest, and it's basically free, so long as you're all right with dealing with a Rising Tide temple, which most people really seem to be. The flip side is also that the Crashing Waves also operates their own bath services, but theirs are paid, but generally considered to be a little bit more private. So, it doesn't have the same kind of, uncomfortable feeling. Both of them still use enchantments. Both of them still kind of like give you a sense of privacy to it. It's just a question of which one, most people are willing to forego the extra cost.
I'm more of the type of person that would pay for the service just to know that I'm get a service. I'm getting what I'm paying. So I'll take the second option and go to the
Crashing Waves,
crashing.
absolutely. Making our way downtown, walking fast.
Oh, nice.
There we go. And actually, as you're making your way down south, and I'll briefly go ahead and snap our attention back up. As you're making your way towards the south along the main route, you actually notice the lifts that Tipper was talking about. Um, in the center of the town, essentially, right to the west of the Undersquare, you notice these heavy-duty magical lifts that they have installed into place. On either side of them, you see a pair of green-clad, what looks like local seven wizards casting some kind of concentration enchantment into these glowing arcane braziers. And it kind of is almost hypnotic. There's this feeling of like watching like a water show almost as the lifts slowly go up and then down and up. Very sort of choreographed kind of dance. And this time you kind of see, oh, geez, I get what Tipper's talking about. If one of those went down, that would be heavy on a good day. But as you make your way to the crashing waves, you actually notice an individual just making her way out the front door as you're leaving. She goes ahead and kind of cracks a smile towards you and goes, "Hey there, what brings you to the crashing waves?"
I was just looking to get washed up.
Well, you came to the right place for it. Not down with the rising tide like like the rest of the smart people.
It's I just didn't really want to deal with all that right now. Just kind of wanted to walk up, get in.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Well, you're in the right place here. Listen, you're new to town, right? I'm guessing the guy who's been chasing Steve around.
I wouldn't say chasing Steve around, but yes, I am. My name is Flardo.
Flardo, hey, nice meeting you. The name's Asona. I'm a reflection. You can call me for the crashing waves. Uh, what are you up to this evening? After you get yourself washed up, we're gonna be putting on a little bit of a show in the Undersquare if you want to see.
Oh, when is that?
Just at sundown. We were lucky enough that I managed to run into an Ion a little earlier today, and the two of us are gonna have a little bit of a grudge duel to settle some of our disputes.
A grudge duel. Well, actually, I'll be taking the portal out around sundown, but I'm hoping that I can see it before I do.
Oh, a shame. Well, if you get the opportunity, stop by because if you've never seen how we do business here in the Crashing Waves, Reflections fight pretty cool, and she's kind of like doing some stretches with the spear that she's carrying with her. Over her shoulder, however, also appears a much older individual, still wearing the same kind of like sky blue clad robes, but much older and with a much more like serious expression, goes, Sasona, are you aggravating the locals again? No, no, nothing of the sort. It's this is Flardo. He's coming in to get himself washed up. Hmm. Flardo, it's a pleasure to meet you. The name is Perry, Perry Fenn. And Perry walks over to you and extends a hand in greeting.
I'm gonna shake his hand. Nice to meet you, Perry.
I'm here to accompany Sasona on her excursion out north. I think that she may have bit off a little bit more than she can chew here, and I do believe I owe our guest an apology. It's rather inappropriate to be making challenges of our tourists as they come to town, wouldn't you say, Sasona? Sasona kind of like rolls her eyes at him. Goes, yeah, I guess. Fucking Ian's got it
Uh,
coming to him.
who was it you said you were doing exactly?
He's an Ian. I didn't catch his name. Big burly guy, two colored eyes, looked like a dwarf, but
Uh, okay. What happened exactly?
well, he was walking around like he owned the place, and my family's from Aya. Like, we're actually from Ayatan originally. So I grew up listening to all these stories about these bouldered bastards going ahead and falling out of the sky and wrecking a hole in the town from my grandparents. Yeah, you don't really get a chance to meet one in the wild that often, so figured it'd be a good chance to test myself out.
So, is this a duel to the death?
Perry looks at Sasona and goes, I certainly hope not. To unconsciousness at best.
Well, okay. Is this a friendly duel, or is this a duel of? I, are, what happened?
She just kind of cracks a smile and goes, "Oh, it's just going to be a test of skill. People, competitors, matching each other eye to eye for the first time. We'll just see how it all shakes out."
Well, I certainly wish you luck, and Perry, I would watch out for.
That is why I'm tagging along, let's say. I appreciate Sasona's will, but she's young, impetuous, and distinctly overconfident. We'll have to see how this shakes out. Perry, you sound like you're not even in my corner. It's because I'm not yet. Walk with me, Sasona. Flardo, it was a pleasure meeting you, and for taking the time here, you see he goes ahead and pulls out a little token. You said that you were getting yourself bathed here, correct?
Yes,
Present that to any individual inside, and first bath is on us for dealing with us and my protege here.
thank you very much. That is very kind of you. It was nice to meet both of you.
Nice meeting you as well. Wishing you the best. Sasona says, "Yeah, have fun downtown."
Yes, well, 'cause so as they're walking away, I kinda wanna just, like, look Sasana up and down, and, like, I wanna see if she has any, like, visible weaknesses or any limps or any, wear and tear, so just something I could see that, any debilitated look.
Make me make me an insight check. And that'll be an opposed insight check at that. Wait, did you roll that? Did you just roll that 15?
Yeah, the inside 20.
Insight 20. Damn, dude, you're good rolls tonight. Insight 20, as you're looking at Sasona, you get sort of the exact opposite impression. This is a very lean half elf. She's about as jacked as you've ever seen a half elf. A lot of like tough muscle, like kind of like dusty, kind of like sandy looking skin almost. With a 20 in perception and 20 in insight, you did notice periodically little what looked like bursts of mist emerging from Sasona's body. Like little flares of energy that, because, they're kind of getting a little later into the day, the angle of the sun would let you just see through the mist ever so quickly. But as she kind of moves along there, no, she seems like she's a pretty competent fighter, all things considered. At the very least, she's not giving the impression that she's worried just yet.
Okay. Well,
Um,
yeah, I didn't get much information. I wanted to. I don't know if the altercation has happened yet in real life, and I would send a message to Grayson with any information. But
Indeed, the conflict has already happened, and Sasona gets her ass kicked.
yes, that's why I said that, 'cause I was like, okay, yeah, literally, that guy will kill anybody in this game right now.
It made it closer than he was expecting, though. Gryson gets knocked down to like 11 hit points before he finally manages to squeak it out.
Nice.
So so as this brief bit of totally spoilerific knowledge hits your head, you're dimly aware that a fight is going to be taking place at about the same time that you're getting off to the nightclub. And so, as you do, you want to? What would you like to do next? You're still at the threshold of the temple.
I just want to go inside and like go look for the service counter or whatever, the attendant, and hand him the token.
Absolutely. The token is what looks to be this little like acrylic inscription of like a cyclone or a tornado. Um, Looks pretty nice, pretty standard. You see the kindly gentleman, smiling face, looks like might be like half human, half something else you can't quite put your finger on. Gladly accepts the token, goes, once you cross over the threshold, the wards will be active. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. Just simply speak, and I will be able to hear.
Thank you.
And steps aside, allowing you access to this like chamber towards the back of the temple. Yeah, that's the one thing actually, even without having to make a perception check that you notice, is that as you walk in, there's a few things that kind of catch your eye. One, the walls are done up with a ton of these wild, like windscape looking sorts of designs. There's what looks to be almost like these tornadoes, water spouts, tempests, all of this demonstration of this like really intense natural phenomena. The second thing that you notice as well is that there's kind of a looser feeling inside here. You notice there's a couple of musical instruments around the edge, a lot of like percussion and drums. Seems like this place might get a little poppin' when they have their services. But as you cross over the threshold, you feel a total sense of silence, of peace. You see a number of arcane words flare up as you enter, and a wide variety of cleaning products to your liking arranged out in the pool in front of you.
Nice. All right, I'm going to get in. I'm gonna kind of tuck my gear to like a corner that's close to me, just like keep an eye on it and just make sure everything is good. And once I'm sud it up, and I like wash my hair and stuff. I'm gonna take out my loot and just kind of chill on the little like on the edge of the pool over there. I'm just gonna kind of test it out for the first time because I just got it, haven't played it
Mm-hmm.
yet.
Hell yes. So as you do that, and you've been unloading your gear, make me double check here. Locating loot of the Inquisitor. Yours did not get the update. How unacceptable. So your loot, did you get your stats that you gained from your new loot?
I'm not sure because I should get one more investigation, right?
Yes, you should have a +1 to investigation and then the locating.
I have no idea if it actually went through. I kind of want to say it did, but I'm not. I can't say for sure
Ah, but math will let me find out for certain.
because I know I didn't
Investigation.
have very good investigation, and it's at 3, which I don't really regard as bad.
No, but if your investigation's only 3 and it's the same as your other skills, then that doesn't add up. So with that, I go over here to your investigation. Investigation, intimidation, performance, stealth, athletics, investigation. There we go. And now do you see a 3+1 on there?
See
There
that?
you go.
Cool.
Beautiful. And so as you're playing your lute, and sort of like kicking back, I take it you're relaxing a little bit here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. With a 5 plus 2, 7. Um, as you're playing your lute, you're kind of feeling a little tug on your emotions again. It's not like super distracting, but as you're sitting back and like trying to relax and you're very well attuned to this lute already, like you can feel like your hands already knowing like the right frets to place. You're fully feeling this little like on your emotions again, and you realize that you haven't had a chance to try out your crossbow yet.
Ooh, I should maybe do that. I want to try it out. Put my clothes back on. Let's get out of here.
Hell yeah. You go ahead and get your clothes back on. You smell fantastic, all like cleaned up. Your hair is looking super fantastic. You start making your way outside. And I regrettably did not migrate the camera over. For shame, for shame. Excellent. And as you stand outside, you start to feel a little thrill in your stomach at the idea of being able to use this crossbow for the first time.
Uh-oh. And it's not gonna be like a back crossbow where I have to like keep on using it because I'm addicted to it or some shit.
Um, Make me an insight check.
Oh, what do I even say? Oh,
Insight 15? Nah, dude, you're just mostly excited. This is a really cool crossbow, and like you're super stoked to go ahead and give it a shot.
yeah.
So yeah, it is starting to be about evening time. You do have the thing to get yourself over towards Scorn Tech here in the near future. But your crossbow, I mean, man, you haven't even given it a shot yet. You want to give it a shot?
Yes, I do.
Hell yeah. Find something to shoot. What do you want to shoot?
Ooh, shit. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to stealth over to behind the crab and big huge urns.
Big huge
Yes.
urns, those are actually The pillars that keep the aqueduct up. Let me switch over to the GM layer real quick so you can see what that actually looks like. Uh, the part that you can't quite see so easily is that these aqueducts here are supported by these giant pillars.
Ah, okay, okay, cool. So it okay, nice. So it's a sturdy foundation.
Oh yes, extremely sturdy foundation, without having to do any kind of a check. It looks like really heavy duty, the same kind of like pumice-like stone material that's been around, but this looks even like sleeker. Like this has almost been like sanded down and like it looks a significantly more sturdy than anything else that you've seen around town.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna try to find like a little spot on the like a little color mark or anything that I can aim at and try to center up and
Oh hell yes, give me an attack roll. An 11. You go ahead and you aim the crossbow, you fire it away, phew, and you get pretty darn close to where you were aiming. Roll me a d20. With a 7, you feel a distinct sense of relaxation, release. Whatever the itch was that you had there and you had like the opportunity to scratch, the itch didn't get scratched exactly, but it felt good to know that this is a really kick-ass crossbow. Like, even with like not aiming it super, super well, like you found right where this was. This is a pretty neat crossbow. You love this crossbow. Crossbow loves you.
okay. You know what? I never got bolts.
You never got bolts. Let's go ahead and assume that you got 20 free bolts as a part of that because Garloth would not give you only half of the puzzle.
Cool, cool. I want to take one more shot. Just I want to center in. I want to go in to the club feeling good. I want the itch to be scratched, and I want to feel great.
Hell
So I want to
yes.
take one more shot.
Take another shot.
Yeah.
Thwap! 21 fires off. This one like bullseyes right in the center, and you feel ha 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 ha, a little delight in your stomach. Roll me another d20.
Boo.
Nothing happens. You just, again, you're just like, damn, this is a really damn good crossbow. Like, I can hit anything with this. I really like this crossbow. Boy, howdy, is this a great crossbow. You feel warm and fuzzy.
Okay, all right. I'll see. I'll see what happens in another time.
Absolutely. And as you do that, you tuck the crossbow away. The crossbow's just happy to be able to tag along with you.
Oh, I want to. Oh, I want to find out.
Hey, the
Uh,
crossbow's just happy to be here, man.
what do you mean the crossbow is happy to be here? Is it an entity?
Um, I don't know, make an insight check.
Okay. How about can so I want to look at this crossbow and like
Mhm.
I want to not necessarily because I'm not consciously looking for any evidence of it living, but I want to look at it and like feel a connection.
Oh yeah. And as you're looking into it, you do feel a connection with it. It's a beautiful crossbow. It's sort of made of this like light colored wood, like really well sanded. It's got like this little like inscriptions, almost like you're not sure if it's like elven or maybe like some kind of like dryad like magic on the side of it, but it's got like some really like nice kind of like inscriptions along the side of it. You certainly like it. I mean, as far as like, is it like an entity or something like that? Like, you've just been shooting it.
Okay. All right. Off to the club.
Indeed. And so with that, you're actually right by the Scorntech location. So as you're making your way over there,
Are you moving me yourself?
Yes, I will teleport you. I also have to teleport a couple other fine individuals over who are going to be accompanying us today.
Cool. I'm gonna use the buyer real quick then. One
Yeah,
second.
actually, I need to as well. So as soon as you're back, we will get into phase two.
Cool. Ow! Oh yeah. So excited to find out what happened with everybody else.
So excited to find out what happened. You scatter shot.
I can't wait to just to find out what happened with everybody else.
I know, right? I'm thinking the way to do it is you'll have to ask all of them because there's so much like interesting stuff that happened, like even when the VODs go up. Like y'all should be able to find out through interpersonal conversation, I would think.
Mhm.
So as you're making your way over towards the Scorn Tech building, and this is the first that you've actually like stopped to look at this. This is a really imposing building by North Crossroads standards. Like for the most part, everything's been kind of like squat and made of this like cutesy kind of like lighter colored stone. This here, make me a history check. With a 12? With a 12, it's obvious enough that you can tell this place just like reeks of dragon. And like dragon too, not necessarily just dragonborn. You've heard a little something about Scorn and Scorn Tech while you've been wandering around Keres. You are kind of missing some of the details, but as you understand it, there's this dragon protector, but also kind of like a weapons company. Scorn Tech, Scorn's immortal, but he's not immortal. There's like a resurrection thing. You're missing a lot of the details on it, but it seems that whatever's going on here, Scorn Tech itself is super well funded because this is a really sleek, imposing, almost like brutalist building, with like a bunch of like maybe even more like a campus than a building itself.
Okay.
As you're making your way over, you see the smiling, familiar face of Moro Arcturus making his way over, the squat black feathers of Bilious Wing, and then this lavender-skinned tiefling woman who goes ahead and kind of tilts her head towards you and casts you a smile.
Hi, Penelope.
Ah, yes, that is exactly it. Are you Flardo?
It's nice to meet you.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Penelope Name, and I am a long-term associate here of Moro. He speaks very highly of you.
Yeah, he speaks very highly of you, but he didn't mention how beautiful you were.
You flatter me, Flardo. And she goes ahead and she does a quick gesture with her hand, and her face is suddenly that of like a wretched old hag's. And she says, "My apologies. Would you find this a little more fitting?"
And she has a sense of humor. Oh my goodness.
Do not worry about it. She goes ahead and removes the mask from her, turning back to her original face. And so I am to believe that this is your first time going with us to a nightclub in Keres. Is this true?
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm ready
Wonderful,
too.
wonderful, wonderful. Did Maro teach you anything about etiquette? Uh, Maro looks a little sheepishly. Well, we talked a little bit about it, but maybe didn't get into, all of the details yet.
Oh, didn't mention anything. Actually, I have not said that word yet in this game.
Well, Maro's a wonderful individual, but needs to have a little bit of a sense of decorum before drags you out into such an unusual place as downtown Caries. What you need to know is that while you are here, your goal is to have a good time. Make connections, interact with people, have some drinks, see the world for what it can be, not what for it is. The one thing I would say is that if you want to impress, this is the best time to break out your fanciest of magic. Because if you have something powerful and beautiful, they will have restrictions on that you can use then to craft the spells to your liking and sort of draw eyes to you. Now, you are a bard. I assume that you have some kind of arcane powers yourself, so feel free to show off a little bit. This is the best way for you to be well received in a place like this. Just, you know, don't try to get yourself into any trouble.
Okay. Is there anything else specifically to greetings, introductions? Are there any etiquette? Is there anything I could do that will get me in trouble, Penelope?
Do you like to start bar fights?
No, but I have been the causer of bar fight.
Well, then it sounds to me that you will be perfect addition in that case. Moro, what comes to mind? Greetings, anything? Nah, not really. It's gonna be one of those things. Who are we going to see, Chris? Who are we going to see, Bilius? And looks over at Bilius, and Bilius, who's kind of just been like peeping around for the most part, looks up and with a really excited face goes, "Christy Twist!" Oh yeah, it's a Kenku DJ that's gonna be spinning tonight. The little guys are like samplers, so you're gonna have an eclectic bunch there. Just respect people's personal space. Be yourself. Um, just maybe try to be aware if violence and really wild drugs. There's going to be some odd stuff there if you're not used to it. It's the perks. Pretty much anything's legal around these parts, so you never know what you're going to get.
Okay, good to know.
All right, we ready to take a hop?
Let's
Uh,
do it.
let's do it. Billy starts repeating you. Let's do it. Let's do it. Um, as the group makes their way into Scorntech, and actually, of particular note, everybody is dressed pretty dapper. Penelope, she's got like this like black, kind of like badass. It's like a 1, 2, 3 cut dress with like this little pattern of roses along the neckline. Moro's wearing like this. It's kind of like a contemporary jacket, but like double-breasted vest underneath it, like bright red, really kind of catchy. Bilius is wearing like this little like tweed jacket and whatnot. That might just be Kenku fashion. You're not really sure. But as you all start making your way in, Penelope goes, hello, Kiag. We are here to go use the teleporters." And you see a woman with the body of a snake, the body of a woman and the tail of a snake, lower half of a snake, kind of raises a hand and says, "Have fun tonight."
Hang.
The group makes their way outside, which, as you are coming around the corner, you happen to see this tiny, sweaty little demon creature clutching a tent and looking around. The four of you come around the corner and make eye contact, and it in turn stares at you. uh, what the hell is this little guy doing here?
Hi. Is he does he work here? What's going on?
He grabs his tent and he sprints off into the distance.
Goodbye, little weird man.
Um, make me a perception check really quick. With a 5, that was definitely one of the weirdest little bastards you've seen running around. Wonder what he was running from. Well, that was certainly weird as shit. Let me go ahead and get the. Let me go get the. Let me get the Rileys, and we'll be ready to start this in a moment here. And the three
Yeah.
of you make your way out to the summoning portal. Riley, Kylie, Wiley, we are here for a summons. Get us going. Penelope comes out, and you see three dragonborn sorcerers, all of which wearing these kind of like dusty gray and red robes. They all start to emerge their way out, and you see a little name tag on each one of them. On the top in black it says Scorntech, and underneath it says, "My name is Kylie. My name is Riley. My name is Wiley."
Thank you for the service, ladies and gents.
Least we can do. So, where are you all headed tonight?
Downtown, baby.
Yes, indeed. We are going to be going to we are going to be headed to the Nexus. If you'd like to set the portal directly to the front opening, I think that would be the best way to get our night started. All right, portal to the Nexus on its way. And with that, the three sorcerers all begin to lay their hands down onto the ground and start chanting with each other. Uh,
Ooh.
Bilius hops over to you and whispers, "It's gonna be just a minute," but kind of fluffs his feathers up in this look of delight and excitement. And as the group is getting themselves ready, uh, Morrow goes ahead and looks at you, goes, "Now, this is your first time portaling, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, keep your hands inside, and whatever you do, no matter how weird it gets, don't try to break the spell until your feet are back on solid land. You know, it'll take us a while to track you back down if you fall out."
Okay.
The portal flares to life with energy. You see these light blue arcane runes beginning to rotate themselves around. And the sorcerers stand back and say, "After you all."
Okay, I'm gonna wait for the first person to go in. Penelope, she goes in
Mhm,
first, then I want to go in second to kind of like show that I'm cool.
You see Penelope, she turns around into the circle. She turns, flashes you a smile, says, "See you on the other side," and poof, vanishes.
Ooh, I want to go. That looks fun.
Well, fun is definitely one of the words we could use to describe for it. You up next, Flardo?
Yes.
Fantastic. You take a step into the circle. You feel this sudden rush around you as if it was this warm, sandy wind kind of wafting at the bottom of your legs, but you don't see any air moving. Um, Bilius flashes a happy little bird smile at you and says, "See you on the other side." And your perception evaporates. And briefly, you are nowhere. Give me just a moment here while I go ahead and get us ready for the nightclub.
Badoo, badoo, badoo. Oh.
Um, as your eyes begin to adapt and you are taking in the atmosphere of this new site, the first thing you notice is that you are surrounded by emerald light. There are dozens of light, flickering little motes that dart around. Some of it almost like fey and magical, some of it very like technical and industrial, some of it like arcane, like flickering bits of magic. And in the center of all of this, you materialize in a shallow pool of water. Um, as you look around, there's already a whole bunch of weird sights that you've seen. There's kind of like this pulsing music that you can hear coming from inside the buildings. You see well-dressed individuals walking around, some that walk on four legs, some that don't seem to have any legs, some tall, some tiny. Um, and you start to take in the sights of the new place. Welcome to the city of Keres, and in particular, welcome to the Nexus.
The Nexus is the club, correct?
Yes, the Nexus is the nightclub that you are all at.
Cool, cool. Oh, wow.
I
I'm
know,
ex-
it's pretty cool, right? You think we'd take you somewhere shitty on your first time downtown?
oh my goodness, the lights.
Yeah, and we haven't even been inside yet. Come on, get out of the way before Bilius lands on your face.
This isn't even inside?
Nah, this is the front door. You got to get past the bouncers. And then, good timing that you walked when you did, because the form of Bilius materializes in the portal just moments after you've left. Bilius turns around, adjusts the little dapper hat, and with a happy little beep, begins to say, "Drop, drop, drop, drop the bass." Uh, the portal flares again, and in turn, Moro materializes, landing a little superhero style, almost 3-point landing style, before he pulls himself back up and goes, "Ooh, still not used to that drop at the end there. Hey, you made it, Flardo! Oh shit, that went better than I expected.
Yeah, it did.
What do you think? Pretty cool, right?"
This is amazing.
Yeah. So, what do you want to try to take in? Like, as you're sitting here, like, this is obviously a lot of things moving all at once. So, tell me, what is it that your eyes are going to?
So, everything that's been going on lately, I really have had very, very little time to kind of like chill. And when I have, it's usually been relaxation type.
Hmm.
And now, I'm just being in this type of environment, just like we're going to be after quarantine. I'm going to be so excited. And I'm
Hmm.
just like, cannot wait I'm with my friends. I'm with people I know and I trust. And like, I'm just going to look for a nice drink and just want to chat up some people. So right now, is the front doors to the left or right?
The front doors are to the north and to the south. It seems like there may be two different areas, two different complexes, all in the same breath.
Ooh. Okay, well, I want to go north and talk to what I presume to be a bodyguard or security, whatever you call.
Absolutely. And the group is right there with you too. Really excited to go ahead and make their way up to the north side. Bilius in particular, you see, is kind of like hopping from like little foot to little foot. Um, Give me a perception check right quick. Not bad, not bad at all. 13. So you're still taking in a little bit of everything that's going on. As you're walking up, um, you kind of get a sense of why this place is called the City of Carries. Because even as you're kind of like looking around at the surrounding buildings, this place is massive. There's what looks like to be, you don't really have like a good word for them, maybe skyscrapers or something like that. Super tall buildings off to the far east that look like they have all of these like lights stacked into them, going up maybe hundreds, thousands of feet into the air. They look huge and massive and stone and imposing. But to your west, on the other side, you can feel the ocean breeze kind of passing across. And it's warm. It's like one of those perfect, like, beginning of summer nights where, like, the temperature isn't, like, too hot or sandy, but you've got that, like, oh,
Yeah.
we're right by the fucking beach. This is so good. It's
Oh yeah.
just, it has all of that feel to it. And as you come up, you notice that the person at the door immediately, this like half giant looking individual, immediately snaps a smile at Penelope, though that smile doesn't seem to extend to Morrow and Bilius in the same way. Goes, "Oh, Penelope, you are here for the concert." Yes, indeed, and we are going to be bringing in these three fine guests with us today. Oh, yes, welcome to the Nexus North. Please give me your wrists if you could. You see that Morrow and Bilius all gladly extend their right wrists.
I do the same.
Excellent. And you see, taking the hilt of this dagger, the bouncer door person goes ahead and draws, not by actually touching the skin, but sort of draws this loop around the air. That after a couple of passes seems to materialize into almost like a little wristband that rests loosely on their arms. Does it tomorrow, does it to Bilius, does it to Penelope, and then does it for you. And as you feel the band start to form itself around you, you feel the intensity of your arcana start to slip away from you. It's something where, as you focus your magic at this point, you realize that you probably couldn't cast a lethal spell right now if you wanted to. It's almost like that push of your magic is being restricted by the wristbands that you've just had applied.
Dope.
So when you get in there, have a good time. Don't get yourself into too much trouble. Drinks are on the house, as Penelope's paid for your tickets already. Open bar. And then Christy should be playing her set in about 20 minutes here. At the mention of Christy Twist, you go ahead and see Bilius like peep 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 peep. He like starts like peeping like this little like piano melody over and over again. Very excited, very very excited.
Okay. So I'm writing all this down. Christy Twist. Right.
hmm Christy Twist is in fact the artist of note. So are you headed into the nightclub?
Yes. Let's do it.
Excellent. As you cross over the threshold of the club, you feel a brief divination spell cross over your mind. And for a fleeting moment, you're actually able to get a sense of everybody else who's in the nightclub already.
Oh shit, dude. Oh my god. Dude, this is fucking sick. Oh shit. Okay, I'm just gonna burst through the door. I'm gonna like just try to go first. I'm so excited.
Oh, you do, and like Bilius is like hot on your tail. Up at the front there, you see this much taller, like kind of elegant looking Kenku. She's going ahead and like walking around, smiling, like chatting with people. There's like a whole bunch of shit going on here. There's like a flaming woman who seems like she's chatting with one of the bartenders. There's another guy who's talking to this merfolk who seems to be like focused on this like twinkling magic energy. Your senses are just kind of getting like rocked right now too. You see like a couple of turtles a room over. You see a lizard folk kind of looks like Schmeely a little bit. There's a couple of drow. There's like maybe like a succubus or like an incubus or something. You don't know what's going on, but oh man, like the beat is going. It's good. People got drinks. Like the vibe is nice and right.
Oh shit. Alright, I wanna go grab a drink.
Absolutely. You notice the Kenku woman kind of steps away to chat with the flaming elemental, and you notice this blue dragonborn walks up and goes, "What can I get for you? We've got wine and spirits on tap for tonight."
Spirits, please.
"Oh, of course. What can I interest in you? And we've got everything except air."
Hmm.
Let's see. If you want something particularly unusual, we do have a distillate of solar. If that could go ahead and give you an interesting ride.
Do you have anything that could possibly? I
Possibly.
I want to feel good.
You want to feel good? Well, for that, I would normally say, let's set you up with some of the wine. What's your taste in Parisian wine? Late harvest, late harvest, or last minute?
Last minute.
Last minute? That's a man who knows his taste. Hey, give me just a moment. And you see, actually, the bartender steps out back and chats with one of these suits of armor that seems like they've been keeping post. The bartender steps back up and goes, "Just a moment, it'll be back with your late harvest. We go their last minute harvest. We keep that as a specialty in the back." And indeed,
Sure, take your time.
statue goes and makes his way. Bilius runs up immediately, orders a shot of fire elemental and a shot of water elemental. Penelope orders a late harvest, and Morrow's going with just a straight water elemental for now. I like to keep it a little bit cleaner until I go ahead and have my drinks, until the night really gets itself started. Kind of ramp yourself up. Uh, the armor comes out, and with it has this absolutely gorgeous bottle of really like carefully crafted wine. Um, as the bartender looks, sees the wristband around your hand and says, "Now, ordinarily this would be an extra 25 gold, but since you've got VIP passes, this is actually on the house for your first. So please enjoy and let me know if I can refresh you at any point." And uncorks it. Make me a perception check.
Perception.
hmm With
Yeah.
an 11, you can still smell this is like, whoa. There is like it's a deep, like very like richly colored wine as you see him like pour it out. It's not even necessarily quite red, because you just see like little flashes of other colors in there as like the light from the spells and the fairy fire surrounding you kind of scatters around. It smells spectacular. Um, but you aren't able to necessarily until you get a taste for it, like actually drink it, you won't be able to tell like what kind of grapes or anything like that was used in it just yet. um Bilius goes ahead and immediately puts away a shot of fire elemental, puts away a shot of water elemental, and starts like hopping around towards one of the side rooms, brushing up on one of what looks like to be an incubi in the next room.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take a sip of mine, chug it, and then
Wonderful.
take a sip of mine or chug it. Which one? I think I'm gonna take a sip and then.
For You take a sip. Make me, what would that be precisely? Make me a religion check.
Oh my god.
With a 9 in religion, you go ahead and you take your first little sip, and oh, is this good? It's the kind of wine that, like, as you taste it, the flavors that just like burst on your tongue, it doesn't just taste like notes like fruit or citrus or anything like that. It tastes like memories. And briefly you flash back through some of your travels, and you think about your time in the outside of the cities of brilliance. You think about back to being a kid and drinking juice in Ayaton. You think about the time that your family spent in Thane 10 and like the soft kind of like foamy drinks that you would have there. And as you're sipping this flash of memories of these like long lingering flavors passes through your mind. This is really fucking good wine.
Oh my, you just described that so deliciously. Oh my god. I want wine so bad right now.
Well, well, if you'd like, I'd be happy to pour you another glass.
Yeah, well, after I finish this one, I'll definitely have another to carry around. But in the meantime, I do want to check out some of these other rooms here.
Absolutely. Would you like me to make you any introductions? I may know a couple of people here.
Sure.
Well, to begin with, I would love to introduce you. Christy, would you come over, please? Um, and as Penelope steps back, this Kenku woman that you had seen earlier, again, the short black feathers that are kind of indicative, the wings that don't look like they'd be particularly well suited for flight. But with her, you are able to get a better look now. You're taken aback at the way that her clothes are just flowing around her. There's this constant sense of like billowing, of like shifting colors. The way that the fairy fire kind of like scatters, it doesn't like rest on her like it does everyone else in the range. It kind of just like scatters like beads of water. And this Kenku woman goes ahead and gives you a head tilt and goes, "Why, hello there.
Which character model am I looking at?
You are looking at
Oh,
this fine individual over here.
hi,
Why,
Christy.
hello there. Why, hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Flardo Gamwes.
Flardo
Bard.
Gamwes, Flardo Gamwes Bard, Flardo Gamwes Bard, Bard! It is a pleasure to meet you, Flardo Gamwes.
So, I hear you make music.
Ah, yes, indeed. I am the music maker, and we are the dreamers of a dream.
A dreamer's of a dream. What type of music do you play?
Mm. I like to provide samples. It is a unique property of being a kinku in that I can capture all of the words, all of the words, all of the words, all of the words, all of the words that I hear, and can reproduce them as a mimic.
Oh my god, you're so cool. You're so good.
She kind of gives like a little like fluff of her feathers, and she like kind of like looks a little pleased with herself, like, "Oh, thank you." Um, and what brings you to the city of Keres, Flardo?
Actually, leisure for once.
Yes, Christy, Flardo is a new traveler who's come to the Northern Crossroads, has been making a name, has managed to. You remember Steve, of course, right? Christy immediately like rolls her eyes and goes, "Oh, that asshole!"
Agreed.
Yes, once on tour, Steve managed to open for Christie at Greg's Grog one infamous night. It will not be forgotten very easily, as Steve did much to disgrace himself that evening. Uh, you see that the Kenku kind of shakes her head. Christy gives like this like dejected kind of sigh and starts to like hum a really awkward dwarven like lute song underneath her breath.
So, do you play any instruments yourself, or do you just manipulate your voice?
Oh, I wish I could play instruments, but you see that she kind of extends her feathery little arms. Not the most perfect for crafting an instrument. However, I see that you have a beautiful lute there. Would you like me to try working that into the set tonight?
Working this as in me?
Yeah, I could take a sample of your performance and work it in.
Oh well. I,
Now,
for the for once I would like to rest. I always have to sing, and tonight I just kind of want to enjoy myself.
you know, Christy, you have to go ahead and give Flarto a little bit of credit. He's earned a lot of reputation already. In fact, Flarto was the one who found and killed the Wandering Library. It's been all the talk of the town. At this, you see Christy's head kind of like whip, like tilt over towards you a little bit more intensely and give you that full-on bird like head tilt. Ah, the Wandering Library?
Yes.
I would love to hear more about this sometime tonight. Tell me, after my set, what are you doing? Do all of you have to run right back to the northern crossroads?
I do have to get back on a reasonable time. I do have some endeavors with my troop, but I guess we have time to hang out.
You've got a little bit of time here. Trust me, Flardo, I will make sure that you get back in time for a long rest. All of your friends will not be like, "Where is Flardo?" I'll take good care of you. Just
Okay.
don't try to run off. I don't have the ability to locate you if you leave the premises.
No promises. Wink.
You're a funny one, Flarta. Well, you have a good time. I'm going to get myself up to a little trouble myself. And you see that she goes ahead and runs the hand across her face again. And this time, her skin grows significantly more red and more demonic looking. As she comes in and starts interacting with some of the drow in the far corner. Flardo Gamwes, it was a pleasure to meet you. I look forward to seeing you a little later tonight.
Yes, have a great set.
Will do, as she makes her way back over towards the tiefling barmaid. Um, so yeah, you're really like feeling this. It's got like very much that like cool house vibe kind of right now, like very like Frankie Knuckles, like late 80s, early 90s kind of like synthesizers, but actually make me an arcana check.
Arcana.
Oh yeah. Ooh, very nice.
Oh, there you go.
Uh, what's totally blowing your mind as you're actually listening and like noticing the way that this is working is that the vast majority of the sounds here are actually just like triggered minor and like major illusions. So much of the sound is actually like arcanized. Like some wizard somewhere had to actually hear the original sounds of like the pianos and like these like raindrops and like all of this and then twisted them with magic to come up with what essentially amounts to like magic synthesizers.
Oh, that makes. Oh, okay. Flardo takes a special note of that because just after today's interaction with the local seven and getting our university application, seeing how Arcana can be used with music technology.
Um, and as you're thinking about that too, Bilius runs over from the neighboring room, sticks a shot of Earth Elemental into your hand, gives you a wink, and runs into the next room.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take that shot and I'm gonna drink it as I'm walking into the room right behind.
Hell yeah, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god.
18. Oh, it feels awesome. It's like super earthy and like kind of like dirty dank and like you put it down and it's like smooth. It's like whiskey without the burn. Uh Bilius goes ahead and cracks you a really big smile. Kind of like, yeah, yeah, you having fun? You having fun? And darts into this back room.
Yes. Okay, this is where I wanted to go. I'm gonna slowly walk in here.
Indeed, as you walk into this side room, you notice that the vast majority of this room is filled with this massive, massive snake with these glowing blue arcane runes like all up and down it. In the corner, you see like this little like frogman, like shamanistic attendant, kind of like sitting there, little bubbles coming out of his hand, popping onto the skin of the serpent. Bilius is already like hopped up onto the serpent's like side and is like looking up, peeping expectantly. Flardo, as you enter, this snake turns at you and in a slithering voice goes, "Hey kid, you wanna get high?
What exactly is it?
Ah, a little bit of venom to see into the ethereal plane."
Well, my favorite bard, Samwise Hendrix. He used venom.
Yes, yes. You wish to fly with the purple rain, he does. Yes, we can give this to you. Come, sit next to your Kenku and relax. Bilius looks super stoked and gives you a little like peep peep, flashes you a thumbs up, and kind of like leans back. Um, What would you like to do here, Flardo? You are now like resting on the leg of this very amicable seeming serpent. Is getting like bubbles like rubbed up and down on him by this little frogman. And your buddy's just kind of sitting here. Looks like he's down for it.
Do it.
Yes,
Do it.
trust and believe. Make me a wisdom saving throw. You son of a.
Yes.
The biggest thing that you're feeling at this point is like the music is just like building in intensity, and like all of a sudden like your senses are just going like super acute, and all of a sudden like you're feeling like this full on surge of magic. Um, make me a d20 roll, just a flat d20 roll. 15. You feel that same kind of like itchy that you had a little bit earlier, but that itch dissipates, and suddenly, kaboom, an enormous spray of color bursts out from your palms and proceeds to spray the entirety of the room. Uh, Bilius looks a little disappointed because he starts bursting into like little purple like flares. But you, Flardo, you find yourself briefly unable to stop casting color spray all over the place. Anywhere that you point your hands, there's just like this streak of like rainbow like energy that just like splashes all over on the walls. You're feeling like $1,000,000 right now.
Oh my dude, this is like scary because this I want this in real life. Okay. Fuck yeah. All right, cool. Snake Man, is there any payment?
You've already given me your payment. Have a good night.
Oh fuck, what do you do?
You passed your wisdom save. You have no idea.
Oh fuck. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Hell yeah. I'm also going to give you control of your color spray.
Nice.
So you've got to. There you go. So you should be able to click and drag that around you now. And as you step out into the room and as you're like bombarding color all over the place, Morrow like turns and looks at you and goes, Florida, you didn't tell me you could do that. This long, tall, winged person kind of looks like a little bit of an angel if you had to take a guess, but maybe isn't. Kind of like makes an acknowledgement of what you're doing, and brings these pair of like golden spears of light, which go ahead and start flanking either side of your color sprays, and everyone's like dancing, like feeling the beat in the club. Everyone's clearly make me an insight check.
An inside check.
Hmm.
So my shoulders are fucking bouncing right now.
Insight 10, dude. Everybody here is just as high as you are. It's perfect. Like everybody here is cooking.
Fuck yeah.
Um,
What a cool ass little spray. I love that.
Yep, and you see too, like the little frogman that's like hitting caught in the side of it is like at first was a little like like surprised by it, but now is like trying to catch individual colors, like he's kind of like tie dyeing himself a little bit. Like one arm is red, one arm is blue, he's getting like green on, and then he's like launching his own little like fire bolts around. Vibe is real good.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna I want to just peer into this room.
Yeah.
This other.
You go ahead and give me, at this point, make me a perception check, actually investigation check with disadvantage, because you're now starting to feel a little flush at this point. You know, you've got some snake venom, you've got a little bit of oh, you dirty scum. 14. 14, you take a look in this back room, and you're starting to get eyes on, you're not certain exactly what it is, but it seems to be like a really like pungent kind of herb. It seems almost like whatever this herb is like kind of denser than you would have thought. And for whatever reason, they just have this kind of like built in the back. It might be like an incense, it might be like some kind of like combustible, but you're not really sure offhand. You remember this though and file it away in case anybody ducks into this back room.
Okay. I'll just leave it alone because I'm pretty fucking high and I'm feeling great and I want to go mingle.
Absolutely. As you start making your way out, your perception grows a little bit to be aware that Penelope now has not one but two different drow hanging off on either side of her arm. He-
Okay.
Hello, Flardo. It looks like you're having a good time. That's a neat spell.
Yeah, it is. Can they do this?
And you see them go ahead and all kind of like ooh as they like lean their heads back and kind of like throw their like long drow hair back, and they're like streaks of color for it. It doesn't like take the same kind of way with the drow, so it kind of gives them almost like this pastel kind of look. Particularly the purples almost match Penelope, and she's like, "Oh, Flardo, you're making us match. What a stylin'."
You like that, baby?
I am nobody's baby. And she goes ahead and does the mask and briefly transforms her face into that of like this doe-eyed little baby staring at you. And transforms back to herself. I am nobody's baby, Flardo. Come, come, let us get a drink, all of us, all of us. I normally I stick with myself for tea, but I have a special dispensation for tonight. Wine for everyone. Some more late harvest.
Yeah. Actually, I have some more um last minute harvest that we can give to our guests.
You're drinking last minute? Flardo,
Come
you're
on,
hardcore. I didn't know
come
that you cared about the sound of a thousand crashing waves.
on. Have hobbies, passions, interests.
That's really wild. Do you drink it like all the time, or is this just like a special occasion, like try to talk with divinity thing?
Try to talk to divinity. Um, sometimes I guess.
Yeah, that's why you got yourself. Wait, did you? Oh my god, did you not know what the last minute harvest is?
What exactly? I know what it does, but just to make sure that you know what it does, since clearly you don't drink it.
Make me a deception check. This is the deception check of all deception checks.
Oh, sorry, disadvantage.
It's okay.
Fudge.
We take the high roll. 17. Oh. Oh, geez. I got a 9 plus 7. So you just managed to squeak that
Oh,
out.
hell yeah.
And she goes, "Well, I'm surprised that you'd be going ahead and drinking something with that much power, but it is well known that the last minute harvest is when the waters have the most life from the sound of a thousand crashing waves. Druids drink this, reflections drink this. It is a way that people try to commune with the gods. And the sound of a thousand crashing waves, I mean, he listens to you. It's not like you drink some sort of piss water from all and, you get to chat with, some goat man. Like, the god listens if you drink that. If you're offering, yeah, let's do some last minute, everyone.
Nice. And I had taken a bath there earlier, so I'm in tune.
Well, let's see how in tune we all are by the end of this. Slanche, everybody, and you see the drow all go ahead and raise their own small cups and pour the drink away. Give me another religion check and a Constitution saving throw. Not bad and not great.
Uh-oh.
So with a 13, with this drink, um, it's kind of weird because you're used to like alcohol like having that really kind of like specific effect on your head. But this time it's kind of weird. Like, instead of the kind of cloth like fuzziness, there's a little patch of clarity almost that feels like it's opening up in the back of your mind. Um, and it's kind of wild because like as though, you're feeling like really chill and all of this, it's like, wow, I've got like a little patch in my brain here that's almost like it's not. It's like you notice this absence. There's something new going on inside your mind. But with the 10 on Constitution, it just feels great, baby. You're just hanging. You're just feeling it. Yeah, spray's going down. Everybody's having a good time, and yeah, the vibe is right.
Hell yeah.
You notice that a couple of the drow, the two drow, they both close their eyes and kind of wake up feeling a little perky themselves. You can see that their shoulders are a bit loose. Penelope closes her eyes for a little bit longer than everyone else, opens them, gives you a smile, and says, "You have very good taste, Flardo."
Thank you. Thank you. I try.
And with that, the group notices that the fairy fire in the room is finally beginning to dissipate. And all of a sudden, the sounds of the echoes around the room are starting to get a little bit quieter. And you notice that Christy herself is starting to come up to the stage.
Oh, Christy's here. Where's we have to go get Bilious.
Indeed, Bilius is where did Bilius go?
He's down in that bright room.
Bilius, Bilius. Oh, yes, there he is. Penelope calls out for Bilius. Bilius sees the excitement coming in, immediately rushes over. And you also notice coming in from the outside, a couple more figures look like they are making their way up through the surrounding environment. It seems like this is kind of the highlight of the night here. And more than a couple of other individuals are starting to make their way into the building.
Nice. I kind of want to do like a douchebag guy thing and kind of like ignore Penelope and like just chill with Bilious the whole time and like, Bilious, this is your favorite artist. You're my bro. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're certainly welcome to do that. Penelope would probably not be offended. She's got her own priorities.
Yeah, but she cares. She cares.
Well, certainly it is however you would like to handle that kind of thing.
But she, you know what I mean, though? Like, she might not ever show that she cares. It might never amount to anything, but you know she cares, or you know she thought about it.
um, certainly, you've got to go ahead and I mean, I'm not sure to make that a deception check, a
You
charisma check,
nothing. I'm
nothing.
just
You're
saying.
just calling it. You're
This
Babe
I'm
Ruthing
just
it.
this is just a lesson for the children. They care.
For those at home, this is the way that this thing is going.
They're paying attention. Okay. All right. I'm with
Okay.
Bilious
Uh,
and Moro, my boy.
Oh, yeah. And you go ahead and see Bilius goes ahead and brings up his little like summonings of like purple smoke. Bartender shifts around and kind of like moves the bar out of the way so that it kind of shifts into being like a proper DJ station. And as the tunes start to go ahead and build themselves up here, um, we all start to feel those sweet Christy vibes as she begins to put on a hell of a performance. It's got like kind of that like passion pit vibe to it. It's got like that sort of like magical feel. Little vocal samples like coming in like every so often. Make me a perception check. Boy, you're doing it so like
I
middling.
know.
It's just like right on that edge of stuff. You're seeing that everybody here is like thoroughly into this, like the idea like between the magic and the substances, everybody's getting into this like sense of like a group it's very like EDM rave style. Like there is a definite group communion sense of everything right now, and people are feeling really good. There's this beautiful bird in the center that's going ahead and crafting all of this magic around her. Everybody else is kind of making their way in, contributing their own spells. The dancing lights at one point make their way in from the outside. And sort of like make this low swoop over the crowd, which everybody kind of like oohs and ahs at. And Christy is the center of attention. Um, what you do also notice is over to your side, you see Bilius chatting with a turtle individual that you've seen around for the better part of the night. Um, Make me an insight check real quick. There you go. You think it's super duper weird that the artist that Bilius has been like so excited to see, midway through the set, he's just like straight up chatting with this turtle next to him, like trying to be kind of surreptitious about it, but you're a pretty good judge of shenanigans, and you're like, yo, Bilius, like, why don't you go ahead and like focus on this? A song or two passes, and the turtle eventually like makes his way back to the side building, to the side room. And after that, Bilius sort of gets right back into it, and back into feeling Christie's set.
I'm gonna kind of like just get right next to him and be like, "Hey, what was that?"
Uh,
Oh god. Here, go
Morrow
ahead.
starts to like shift a little bit in various dimensions. He gets a little squatter and a little bit taller.
I'm
Yeah, you're
tripping.
you're definitely starting to feel whatever it is that's kind of making the rounds. Um, Bilius leans up to you and gives you a little whisper and says, "You're cool, right? You're cool,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, you cool, right?"
right.
Bilius kind of like looks around, looks left, looks right, like pulls you in, his like whispers to you, like whisper, whisper, whisper. Do you lean in? Gotta deal some cheese, bud.
Oh, oh,
And he like gives you a wink, and scoots back off into his little cloud of purple and like continues flapping his wings like happily to the dance.
enough said.
You do notice that the turtle, who you'd been speaking with, is occasionally from the next room, like making eye contact with you. Since you're like hanging out with Billy, as he's trying to figure out if you're like hired muscle or if you're like a hanger on. Turtle's kind of giving you a little bit of like a stare up and down, uh, and goes ahead and in your ear you hear a whisper. So, are you gonna be the guy?
I do have all the reagents for a message.
Uh,
Or just,
yeah.
oh no, I can Ghostwise Halfling.
Hmm.
Yes.
So you're gonna be the guy with the cheese, right?
Mm, yeah.
Cool. We'll see you tomorrow night after you bring the shipment down from up north.
Okay.
Meet me in the south building when you get here. Looking forward to doing business with you. And
What What's your name?
oh, my name is Blake. Jake Blake.
That's a lie, but okay.
Uh, okay, if you say so. I don't know your name, but I'll sure remember your face. See you tomorrow. As the turtle kind of makes his way further south and gets out of your eye shot.
Interesting turtle.
Bilius goes ahead and notices that you've been like looking off into the distance, and kind of gives you like a little like subtle elbow and goes, "That's the client.
Yeah, I got that.
That's the guy." guy. That's the guy you're gonna that's the guy you're making the delivery to tomorrow. Isn't it great?
What? Delivering what?
Cheese, man,
Oh yeah,
cheese.
yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. Do not say it out loud. It was a joke.
Yeah, nobody can hear me. It's real quiet right now because the it is definitely like the beat is like pounding and he's like whispering right into your ears. I'm not worried about it.
True. Still.
And like Bilius looks like super duper happy. The set kind of like reaches like a particularly excellent crescendo, and all of a sudden you see like a couple of thunder waves start getting like thrown out into the crowd. So there's like these big like booming blasts of energy that are like rippling out, and people are really starting to be like as like Penelope in particular just like catches the blast like right in the face, and like her hair gets like thrown back.
Ah, she's so beautiful.
Uh, Actually, make me a perception check. Fucking nat 20.
Let's fucking go.
Uh, in fact, with a nat 20, I think you may actually get a chance to see what her face looks like properly.
Yeah, because she's vulnerable, dude. She's dancing.
Be careful before you make any jumps to assumptions about what
Oh,
exactly. Be careful before you do such an assumption. But let's see, where's the fucking icon?
sorry.
Oh, it's all
That made
good.
sure.
No. I might have to track it down through another source with it. But you're watching her get into this. What's really interesting is that you didn't notice until she was just like in like the club here, and maybe it's the amount of lights for it, but it seems like Penn has more than a couple of scars along her face. They look almost like maybe at first glance they were like kind of stylish tattoos, and she's got a couple of those too. But you're noticing that in particular, like around her eyes and like kind of around her neck, there's a couple of lines that look like they're almost like necromantic in nature. Like there's been a couple of burns from dark magic that haven't gone away. It's not obvious, and it's the kind of thing that again she's just got such like a style vibe around her. You know, you can't read any of the tattoos that she's got, but they look like super fucking intimidating. It all kind of fits the vibe for her, but you don't really know where that would have come from. It doesn't quite add up as far as you know. You know, she's works in like paperwork.
Okay.
For the life of me, though, I would love to have known where that file of hers went. It's taking me that half second too long. Oh, I know where it is. So as the set is starting to bring its way down, what would you like to do with the rest of your time before you know we reach the inevitable peak of the beat?
Uh, nothing. I just want to chill, enjoy the music. I don't really feel like getting into any altercations or anything right
An incredibly prudent thing to want to do. You know, giving yourself a little bit of peace and stability. Here we go. Got it. It's all one of those things where you feel so confident about what a great job you've done of organizing anything until all of a sudden there is a file that you need that is not nearby.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that happens when you create a whole world, literally a world with. I guarantee I can. They're like almost every single one of these characters here has their own little thing. If I were to interact with them,
I don't know. Maybe. There you go. And if you check in your journal now, you'll see there should be a way that I can actually like show that to everyone. I think it's hit Z. Is that it? No. But if you look in your journal, you will go ahead and see pen name in there.
pen name.
Yes, Penelope name.
In my journal.
Hmm. So if you go like where your character sheet is on the root of that directory.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, is that her?
Yep.
Oh, she's hot.
She was designed by an AI. I can't take credit for her.
Oh, let's fucking go. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, but that's that there is Penelope, and again, you know, you look at her, and it's this sh- again cute, intriguing, but the immediate sense of danger when you start looking at some of these necromantic streaks across her face. It definitely puts a little bit of like that knife's edge onto it.
Which I love. Oh, okay, all right. Stop being weird, Flardo. Stop looking. Stop looking.
Yeah, so if you're just hanging out with your buddy, you know, if you're hanging out with Bilius and Morrow for most of the night, you know, Pen's kind of doing her thing, and you know, she very obviously is like having her moment here. Like the people like hanging off her arm, like maybe they know each other, maybe they don't, maybe they're just drow, maybe it's not a big deal like that. But everybody seems like they're having a great time. The beat kind of like builds itself up and up and up to where Christy like finally says, "All right." And for our new friends in the audience here, welcome to Greater Keres! And there's a sudden and last huge surge of magic, and the entire club is briefly submerged into this glowing, billowing circle of magic.
Ooh, gonna clap.
And the entire crowd goes wild. You know, anybody who's got like any remaining spell slots left at this point, they go ahead and they burn it all. You know, the fairy fire is back like now floating around outside. You've even seen like a couple of like the hangers on like people making like inroads from the door just to see the light show. And the vibe is fantastic. It's about as good of a night as you could have hoped for in this new strange city you find yourself in.
I love it. I'm enjoying it. I feel home. Like I'm with people that I truly actually have similar interests. I'm high.
Indeed, and as you're feeling all of this too, like you're finally the color spray is starting to like restrict itself to the point that you can like will it on and off again. You still figure you've got like another like while here, but you can finally start to like like the peak is starting to pass and you're starting to get control over your colors again. The set winds itself back down. Christy goes ahead and draws the circle inward to her. And you see that it kind of just like shifts into like this little like undulating pattern behind her as the set winds itself down. And the crowd goes wild, cheering, cheer, 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 cheer. Um, Christy goes ahead and starts making her way outside. You start to see, you know, people start heading into side rooms. They start shifting out the spells here and there. What looks like a tiny salamander and like a snake companion, like the two of them are like really obviously necking in like the side of the room. Like they're very small. There's a little like weird fish man who seems like he's watching it. Like and as the group starts like heading themselves back out, you know, and the spells start shifting, you see a couple more people like making their way out. Some people head into the back room and reemerge with like new spells after being bitten by the snake. You see a couple other guests, like there's this like mournful looking woman wearing like this really like pretty pink taffeta dress. But yeah, just the vibe is right.
Nice. All right. Is Christy finished?
Yeah, and actually, Christy is heading over to the side and giving you and Bilius a smile. It kind of gives you a gesture and heads into the side room here. As you come in, you see Bilius. Yeah, Bilius goes ahead and immediately like flops onto his back onto the pillow, super comfy, just like flump. Um, and Christy goes ahead and cracks a really big smile, um, at the scene. Has Bilius told you, Flardo, about how the two of us met?
No, he hasn't mentioned it.
We're from the same clutch originally. Different last names, but you know, Kenkus, we all have a way of staying in touch with each other after we're kids.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and Bilius, he's always been so much fun. He's always been a great one to get yourself into trouble for, especially when he's got the kind of hookups that he does. And she kind of gives you a wink. Now, I know you said you didn't want to talk business tonight. But I have a little something here for you if you would like to indulge me in a brief conversation.
Sure, go ahead.
You see, she pulls out her patch and brings out a little, what looks like a tin almost, but rather than being tin, it has this really beautiful uh, gold embroidery on it. Uh, Give me a perception check. Ooh, with a 16, you would know that inscribing anywhere. It is an inscribing of Cher, the Titan, in gold leaf.
Oh my god.
And as she hands this to you, she says, "Now, this is a new magical artifact that they've started working on in downtown. It's difficult to get your hands on, but the devout of Cher have begun using this most productively. This is called a vocoder. It is a voice transformer. And you may use this as an arcane focus for transforming your voice as if it were being concealed by a disguised self spell. It's really quite effective and can also be used in your performances should it ever become necessary.
Oh my goodness, I could use this for so many things.
And may share be with you on your journeys.
Oh, may share be with you.
And now, with this pleasantry established, I did want to talk to you, or more accurately, I did want to give you a little bit of heads up about your operation that you're going to be running with Bilius and Company tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, as I understand this, you're going to be working with a Euphrates Sharp. Am I correct?
Yes.
Well, I'm familiar with Euphrates, and I'm familiar with many of the other Breathhaven individuals like himself.
Okay.
Euphrates can be trusted to deliver the first half of any operation successfully. He's a bird brain, but he thinks out his first steps well enough. What I would warn you about is that should you be successful in the first half, it will not be an easy trip to make it here. Here. If you're going to be doing this under the flag of Growth Armada, you should be aware that Local 7 continues to have an eye on them based on their failures, and it would behoove you to take extra measures to prepare yourself from scrying arcane eyes on your trip. Once you get yourself into city limits, I imagine that you'll be just fine because they wouldn't want anything on their anything implicating them in letting such a misdeed like this escape. Uh, but be wary. If you're going to be dealing with dairy products, you need to be aware that the consequences for being caught with them are surprisingly extreme.
Do you know of a specific spell or cantation I can use to be invisible to the scrying eyes?
The old standby has always been lead. I can tell you that that will work very well. At the same time, having lead on your person is a little bit of like, don't look here because I'm hiding something illegal. And with a very limited list of illegal things, well, it's not, it won't take a great master of deduction to understand that it's cheese. So,
Okay.
as you're making your way, just be careful. I would be very interested to go ahead and see the shipment arrive safely. But if it doesn't, it won't be the end of the world. It may be the end of your world, but see if you can talk your way out of it. That's what that vocoder's there for.
Sure, I will try.
And you may add vocoder to your inventory at this point.
Yeah.
And
How much is it?
the vocoder, how much does a vocoder weigh?
They're usually little tubes that are attached to like a keyboard, but like they're not. They're not very like they're handheld. Assuming.
Well, it really depends on like what era of technology for, because like vocoders used to be like super analog and like these big like tube things. So it all depends on like how far that kind of technology will have evolved here. Ooh, pitch bias. Pitch bias. Now that's a cool name. Um, Go ahead and you can add it into your inventory. Say that it weighs 2 pounds for now. And I'll give you the stats for it, but it will allow you to alter your voice as if using a disguise self spell at will. So pretty much
Cool.
anytime you want to like do a vocoder effect, you can do that now. Or like a
Mm,
speaker box thing. Whatever you end up working out with Discord is what you can do now.
Hell yeah. Oh, what? So, let's keep this a secret as long as possible until it's used, please.
Oh, of course. Everyone's got secrets from their sessions. Your divine vocoder of share is only one.
So excited.
Indeed, I hope you have a fantastic heist. Wishing you all the best. And when you make your way back, think about giving me a couple samples from that loot of yours. I'd be interested to see what I could do with it in a mix.
Sure. Let's hope for both of our sake I make it home safely.
You see Bilius like takes like a couple of like happy sappy like rolls around like on the pillow, just like blissed out, and like picks himself up. Gives like a happy little chirp. See you soon, Christy. But what do we say? Christy Twist doesn't exist. You've got it. Take care, Bilius. Take care, Flardo. See you soon.
I thank you for the vocal.
You're welcome. Use it well as the feathers flare to you in a goodbye greeting.
All right, Bilius, what do you say?
Bilius gives you is like, time to head back home and get ready for the big cheese money.
Haha, hell yeah.
And Bilius starts making his way over towards the front door, where you see Morrow and Penelope and her two fans. You see going ahead and casually like chatting with each other at the end there. Well, Flardo, I know you said you wanted to get back at a reasonable hour, and as much fun as we are having here, there are some perks for me having housing back at the North Crossroads. So I think we will be making our way together.
Uh, Together, or are you going separately? What'd she say?
We can make our way back together. I don't want you to
Oh,
have any
together.
difficulty with the teleporter. But
Yeah,
of
no, you're
course.
fine. Yeah, sure. I'm fine with the teleporter, but yeah, you can come if you want to. That's fine.
But of course. And we'll this way I can pay your way too if you don't have to pay any extra tolls for that.
You're fine. I have money. I really do appreciate it.
But it would be shitty of me as your host. You know, Flardo, just trust me. She's being nice to you. You want to savor this for as long as you can.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Penelope. Or can I call you Pen?
You may call me Pen. I think with your style and debonair atmosphere tonight, I think that you have earned a friendly name for Penelope at this point.
Yep. Whatever.
Oh, Flardo, you always know what to say. I'll see you back in town. And she gives you like a little wave with her fingers, and then her and the three drow, her and the two drow. Oh, geez, three drow. Her and the three drow all disappear.
Oh, I love her so much. Oh my god. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you wouldn't be the first person to feel that way, son. Just be careful with her. You know, she.
What do you mean, son? We're the same age, Moro.
Well, I don't mean to be dismissive. Yeah, I'm just kind of tall, and I've been around, and here, listen, if you ever really want to impress her, like, Bilius goes ahead and sees that Moreau's not talking about Pen, and like looks at both of you and jumps into the portal as quickly as possible, and pew disappears off the material plane. Uh, shit, there I go again. You'll you'll get to know Pen. If you ever need somebody as a backup when you're in a tight spot, she's the best person you can ask for. She'll fight to the death for you, and then a little after.
So what way could I make her love me?
Listen, buy me a drink of Greg's grog, and I'll tell you what I can tell you.
I'll take you up on that one day, Moro.
Some
Moro.
sometime soon, sometime soon. You ready to blow this popsicle stand?
Let's do it.
And as the two of you step into the portal, he kind of lays this big, like, hefty dragonborn hand onto your shoulder, and the two of you briefly disappear from consciousness.
Zoom. I love the idea of drugs being snake venom. That's such a cool thing.
Hey, kid. You want to get bit again?
Oh
First
my
one's
god.
always free.
Dude, who's this Abraham Lincoln with a cane below him?
Wouldn't that be awesome to know? But you never introduced yourself, so now you just don't get
No.
to find out.
Was he cool?
He was the coolest guy here, and you didn't say hello.
No, because he wasn't even inside.
Well, yeah. What, you think like the coolest guy at the party is the guy like actually in at the party? Nah, if there's one thing I've learned, the coolest part of any party is on the porch.
Oh, that's fucked up, dude.
Well, also, like, what makes you think this is going to be the last time you're at the Nexus?
True. Hey, that's actually true. The Nexus is my spot.
Yeah, that nobody else knows about at this point. Nobody else was like, I want to do something fun for like music or whatever. No, they were all like, I want to like get into like deep lore. I want to get into like what are the like this, that, and the others. Like I want magic items, and instead they missed a chance to like get high and like hang out with the snake.
Hell yeah. And now I'm homies with Bilius and Moro.
Mm-hmm.
We got connections.
Yeah, you've got a little some kind of a connection going on with Penelope too.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love her. I love
And
her.
And as you cross over, you do see, in fact, Bilius, sitting and standing comfortably, waiting, for you to arrive through. Morrow ports out, takes it, goes, Riley, Kylie, Wiley, always a pleasure. Thank you for your dedicated service to the people of this town. They all go ahead and give him a nod and go, yeah, not a problem, Morrow. See you at the aviary tomorrow. I'll see you there. And the portal shuts itself down, the runes growing still, as the Dragonborn return themselves back into their lounge next door. Well, I think this is about time where we split up the party, most unfortunately. I didn't get a chance to hear what you're up to, but whatever you're up to tomorrow with Bilius and company, you take good care of yourself. You hear me? Don't want to hear that. Bilius led you astray. He tries to do that with everyone at one point or another. Bilius gives you a peep and goes, "Oh, you."
Thank you, Maro. Tonight was a great night, and you know what? I needed it. So
Mm,
thank you.
you did need a chance to clear your head, see some of the things that are on the horizon. And, if you've been drinking that fancy wine that I saw you putting away, try to clear your head before bed tonight. See who else might be listening.
Okay.
Bilius gives a peep and like a little nod. And it's like, sweet dreams. And starts to make little like happy drunken peeping noises as Bilius bobs away into the night.
Okay.
You good to get back to the safe passage? I'm staying at my aviary for the moment. We've got a situation worked out on the first floor. Want me to take you back?
If you didn't mind.
Yeah, of course, of course. Don't want anyone to accost you on the way back. North Crossroads are safe, but from what I've been hearing, you've got people walking around challenging people to duels and all of this, crashing waves, getting all up into business. I don't know. That Gryson guy that you were walking around with, was he the one that got into that fight?
I was actually trying to figure that out myself. I kind of feel like it definitely could have
Oh, it certainly makes sense. That guy looked like he was quite the fighter.
been.
As you're passing by, you look over towards the aviary that you've seen Morrow at, and you see this elderly, kind of like bruised up looking tiefling man looking over on the other side. He's smoking on a pipe, he's got a cup of tea in front of him, and goes, "Hey, Morrow, you gonna get back to sleep soon?" "Yeah, Graz, I'll be there in a minute." That's Graz, that's my boss. We're bunking together for the moment. We make it work.
Yeah, roommates suck.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, things will shake themselves out soon enough. New situations, this too shall pass. I'm interested to see as you and the team keep moving forward here. I think you've got a bright future ahead of yourself in Keres. I hope you make the most of your time here. It's been good to get to know you a little bit better, Flardo.
Likewise, I I'm glad to have another friend here in Northern Crossroads.
Absolutely. And if there's anything I can do to give you a hand or give you a point somewhere, you just let me know. Oh, by the way, you know Schmeely, right?
Yes.
Tell him that he needs to stop by and pick up his ray sometime tomorrow before he decides to skip town. At the very least, just stop by the aviary. That was the one thing I forgot to mention. Just
Is what?
his delivery ray.
Delivery rate. Can you spell the second word for me, please?
Yeah, Ray, Ray.
Okay. I will let him know.
Excellent, excellent. He's a cute enough Ray, but he's been around here for a couple of weeks. I'd love to see him get a little exercise.
Sure, sure.
Excellent. All right, you take care of yourself, Flardo. Drink plenty of water, and remember, clear your mind before bed.
Oh, will do. Thank you, Mara.
You have a good one. See you tomorrow. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, so we have a stingray or something like that. Part of the
Uh,
party.
Indeed, the Shmeely may have, through one method or another, acquired a delivery ray from the aviary next door. You'll have to ask him about it.
Okay.
And as you make your way back into the safe passage, you see Thaddeus still behind the desk. You see Chum cutting up a couple of vegetables in the distance, in the back kitchen. And, the appeal of your bedroom has never been softer or warmer.
I'm gonna head over that way and see how I can clear my mind.
Absolutely.
I think you have control still.
I still have control. Are you not a true Flardo? There you go.
Oh,
You should be back to yourself now. So there you are. You make your way into your room. And Flardo, I'd love for you to describe for me how you wind yourself down for the night.
so I just had a really good time. I'm just gonna take my lute and kind of hang in the corner of my bed and just strum very softly, almost to a point where you wouldn't even be able to hear it if you were on the other side of the room. Just super to myself, just till I could fall asleep.
Yeah.
Meditative.
And what kind of a melody are you playing? What does is it a family song? Is it an old song? Is it a new song? Like, where's your inspiration come from tonight?
Sure. Okay. It is an old family song actually. It's not a lullaby. It's not necessarily something unique to my family. It's just something that was played often when I was younger, and it's just a very, very mellow melody that's almost resemblant of like a dwarven folk single lute like piece that's just very like the background music of like a plain city, like a
Hmm.
smaller, not like of anything. That's not like a bar type music or anything, but it's kind of like a soft, sweet
A
going
little
to work.
yeah, a little wistful, something that reminds you of maybe simpler times with your family, the joy of you all being together. And as you play and as your fingers slowly start to relax on the neck and you place the lute down next to you and sleep takes you, I would like you to make one more religion check, this time with advantage. As you start to fall asleep, that sense of negative space in the back of your imagination is still there. And as you're floating through memories of family, memories of tonight, memories of the library, you start to drift in your mind's eye closer and closer to the space of nothingness. And as your mind's eye enters, it's a small space, just big enough to fit your consciousness. But as you enter, you feel a connection, distant but powerful. And in this moment, you have the awareness of a great power aware of you. It's listening.
Okay. Am I afraid?
Mm, it's unusual, but you would have to tell me if you were afraid at the notion of feeling this great presence in your mind, of something listening. Would that make you afraid?
Seeing how that was the first question I asked, I would say yes.
You hear a sensation around you. Fear is true, but unnecessary. You seek them.
Do I seek them?
You seek them.
Yes.
You seek them.
Who am I to seek?
The ones from the song.
Yes.
Seek them. 5 and 6. And the
5 and 6.
connection goes blank. And the negative space of your mind is filled in, and you are left with your own thoughts.
Okay. What the fuck?
And from there, you fall into a deep, dreamless sleep, and when the time comes for you to awaken tomorrow, you will feel refreshed, strong, and just a little bit sad for a reason you can't quite explain. And that's where we'll end today's session.
Oh my god! What the fuck, man?
I don't
Damn.
know. I don't know. You went ahead and you gave it a shot and you reached out to something. Something answered back.
The thing that I love about D&D decision making is that it really does challenge your like on the spot critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Oh
you
yeah.
really can min max shit when you're like actively in dialogue. You know what I mean?
Hmm. It's very much that feeling of like, oh crap, the train is like leaving the station for like the next 4 hours. Like, here we go, choo choo.
Yes, holy oh my gosh. I was like, I wish I could have thought something better to say.
That's
But
okay. I mean, that was your first time like speaking with a god. Like, that's okay.
your
Like,
first
everyone gets it.
time, dude.
This is the
We've
first time
all been
speaking with a
there.
god. Like, it gets a little intimidating. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you had a fun little like first sesh here for the one-on-one, dude. I had so much fun like designing this clurb. You have no idea.
Clear, dude, absolutely amazing. And dude, we were here. We were together for 3 hours
Hmm.
on a one-on-one. That's crazy.
Yeah, and for a real good one-on-one too. And you got a bunch of stuff like things to set up for like the future long arc and then like the immediate arc and then what's up with your crossbow. It's like, "Oh my God, what's going on?"
I know. Holy fuck. Was this the longest one-on-one that you've done so far?
They've all been about 3 hours, like give or take. Like some of them they've been all over the place. Like some of them they like got into combat. Some of them were just like straight talkie. Others were like very much like the hop around shopping episode. So everybody has had their own take on it. They've all been cool though. I mean, that's the joy of this group is like everybody here is really good at this.
Yeah. Well, you just said it. You just set us up. Like just for absolute success. I swear to God, if oh, it's always because of you. So that's always the case.
I'm just making the sandbox. Y'all's the cool ones playing in it.
Yeah, sure, but yeah, one of those is definitely much more than the other.
If you say so, I guess. Well,
Nah, man, thank you, dude. This was awesome. Like you just individualized an adventure for my character. Like
yeah.
and I'm pissed I didn't even get to talk to Abraham Lincoln. He better be there next time I'm there.
I will make a point of making sure that if Abraham Lincoln has any business to do in that part of town, he'll be there again. Can't
Okay.
promise. Can't promise. But if he has any reason to be, maybe he wanted to speak to you too, but maybe he was just shy. I don't know.
Oh, oh, damn.
Well,
Hell
dude,
yeah.
thanks for an excellent sesh here. Like especially if we get the chance here to like take the swing for